Hello, hello.
Yes.
How are y'all doing tonight?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Bunch of sexy people out there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's a bunch. I don't even know how many's watching right now. There's 8 sexy people out there. You sexy mofos. What's up? I love you. I'm sorry. Is that excessive? Should I not hit on the audience?
Got Tony's Figs in the house and name withheld. And Tony dropped in and we don't usually do that on the whippets. Let's go ahead and just do it.
Family.
I feel like if I don't hit on the audience, then like they're missing out on something. You know what I mean? Like that might be part of why they come here is to get hit on. Like Tony's Figs is just a sexy motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like just all kinds of great. And Justin Booth out there, he's just fucking hot. I mean, you know, I feel like if I don't hit on these people, first of all, like I feel like they come to get hit on a little bit, and second, I'm missing out on a chance of maybe getting some. So I feel like it does everybody good if I just hit on everybody in the audience all the time. I don't know.
Check it up, JB.
JB's got plastic, man. I want Tony. Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Oh, look, Sith for life. That's another sexy beast right there. Dropping in a super chat. Thank you, Sith. So, like, we all want to have fun, and it's Friday night. Let your freak flag fly. Anyway. Ooh, Duke's out there got a great point. You got to talk about the O-rings for G.I. Joe coming back. We have talked about that off and on, but I'm very excited about this. We talked about this kind of ad nauseum at one point when they were first announced, and we kind of I came down to if they're $20 or less, I'm sold. Like if they're $20 a piece or less, I am 100% sold. I will be picking these up. Did we ever find out what the actual price was? Because I don't remember.
I forget. They're going to be produced by Super 7s.
Yeah.
I think we did talk about the price before, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was. I was thinking it was somewhere around the $20 mark, and I remember
around the $20
conversation thinking, I'm going to buy these. Because, I mean, I have a bunch of, vintage stuff up there. I love the old vintage Joes. Vintage Joes and vintage Star Wars are what got me back into collecting around 2014-ish. And that was what I focused a lot on for the first couple years that I started collecting again. Because, I mean, I hadn't collected since like the late 90s, maybe something like that. I mean, I would pick up something here or there on occasion, but I wouldn't consider myself a collector. And I love that stuff. I love that old school stuff. Oddly enough, though, don't like the retro collection Star Wars stuff. Is that weird? I feel like that's weird. I don't like the retro collection Star Wars stuff.
Those are more 5. Aren't those more 5 POA stuff?
Yeah. Now, I love the originals, 5 POA. I still pick those up. When I find a good deal on one, I still pick up 5 POA original Star Wars. But I don't want the new crap. I don't know why, but I don't.
Of course, they're pumping out like the new shows as 5 POA.
That's probably part of it too. But they've got some original ones that are fine. They're just re-releases. But the idea of G.I. Joe O-ring stuff that gets me a little hard. I'm just saying.
Especially since they're doing like cartoon-inspired O-rings.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting real American Hero O-ring figures.
Yeah, maybe, and I don't know. And like same thing with He-Man Motu Origins, right? Like I like that. But for some reason, the re-release of like retro style Star Wars does nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I have no idea why. But I love the originals. I will buy original old school Star Wars. I'm more likely to buy the era that I know a lot of people. And Duke, I'm going to disappoint you out there in the audience because of Duke's age, this was his Star Wars. But for a lot of other people, they hated this era of Star Wars, which is Power of the Force. But I would rather buy Power of the Force figures, which I do have Power of the Force figures. I do like picking them up.
And you can pick them up pretty cheap.
Or I will buy this new crap, this new retro 5 POA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Justin Booth gifted a membership to someone. I don't know who. Who got gifted a membership?
Oh, nice.
Oh, Paul out there in the chat. What's up, Paul? Paul got gifted a membership. Thank you, Justin. And you're welcome, Paul. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anyway, the retro stuff, it's a good conversation to have. We can probably do a whole show just on
O-ring Joes. Tony's Figs. Won't you hop on here?
Yeah, Tony.
I tried to invite him yesterday.
Show me that sexiness.
Well, he's got access to the links on the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So
all that sexy good.
He can grace everybody with all that sexiness.
Mm-hmm. Just don't show a picture of Plastic Man. We're going to lose JB if you do. Or God forbid you show that picture we had, was it last week, of Plastic Man, Elongated Man, and Mr. Fantastic, like all at the same time? God. It's going to be like somebody shook up and opened a bottle of cream soda all over his room. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. By the way, I feel way worse saying those jokes in front of JB now because last week he told me what he does for a living. And now I feel awful, but I'm still going to make those jokes because I find them funny. But now I just feel a little bit bad for making those jokes. I'm not going to tell everybody what he does. He can share that if he wants, but that's not my business to share. But just know, JB, it makes me feel a little bit bad now. I feel a little bad now.
None taken.
Hey, and if Duke wants to join in too, I put the link on your Discord too.
Oh yeah, Duke can always join in.
Hey, it's like you said, it's nothing but love here in this group. Nothing but love.
And no one on my other channel gets more massive amounts of shit just because than Duke out there. We just give him shit all the time. Those of you out there who are watching, who came in from my other channel, it's, you know how much shit we love to give Duke. He's still one of my best friends, but what were we talking about? I don't know.
We were talking about
off. I was hitting on the audience, and then we started talking about O-rings, and then now we're here. But the O-rings are cool. I am very excited. I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of Super 7, and not because of the QC issues that have been reported and that kind of stuff. That's never been, like, I've heard about them, but that is not the thing that's ever kept me from buying Super 7 stuff. What's kept me from buying Super 7 stuff is a combination of not enough interest in the products they offer versus the price they offer those products for versus the types of figures they're making. So for me, the articulation is usually a little bit of a downside because for that price point, I want great articulation, and I don't get that with those. The other side of that is I love some of the IP that they have, characters and stuff. However, sometimes it's like with Thundercats, for instance, there's not a better option for Thundercats right now, but I don't like the articulation.
Or catfishness, basically, with prototypes and renders.
Well, I don't like the 7-inch scale. I don't like the articulation for what they charge. I don't like the price in general. And when it is something I'm really interested in, like let's say Ninja Turtles, there's companies like NECA doing it better for less money. So those are the things that have kept me away from Super 7. Not the QC issues. And I've heard about the QC issues, but I've never owned any Super 7 stuff. That's not true. I've owned a couple of I've sent you the freaking Skeletor and stuff. I've had stuff like that.
Could you imagine Bureau getting like a Thundercats license?
Oh, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
These things are amazing figures. And it seemed it would be something like like right up their alley too with the AWOC stuff.
Yeah, I am excited for the retro stuff. I think if they can give us some of those more, like kind of like what Motu Origins has done, which is give us just like, okay, here's the original toy, and we put a nice little animated spin on it. You know what I mean? That's awesome. I love that idea. Giving us maybe a little bit brighter color. Because, if you look at like Duke on the show versus Duke the action figure, the colors were brighter on the show and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what Motu Origins did with their cartoon line, was just give us it's kind of the same thing. It's like 99
workaround of doing filmation without being filmation.
Yeah. It's just cool. So I'm really looking forward to those. I can't believe I forgot what the price point was, but I do remember it felt like, oh yeah, I'd pay that for those. So that'd be cool, man. You know, and right now, look, I get it, and inflation sucks, and all this other stuff going on, and I get all the complaints.
Super 7,
$20 per figure at this point in time is not a bad deal. And I say that not because I like paying $20 a figure, but because that's the reality.
And it beats, which surprised me, I think it is $20, so the price range on those, because their reaction figures a lot of time are $25. It's like, and they're like 5 POA stuff.
That's right, because we were talking about it. We were surprised that the price point was actually less than the 5 POA stuff.
Yep.
I like Jeff. I like comment here. He said that he wishes NECA would do Conan the Barbarian action figures.
Oh, dude, wouldn't that be awesome?
Awesome.
Dude, NECA would do such a better job than Super 7 would. Like, if you look at the Ninja Turtle line and you look at the Gargoyles line, it makes me think that every single thing that Super 7 does, NECA could do better. Whether it's Conan, Silverhawks, they already do Ninja Turtles better. You know, any of those lines, plus the stuff we have seen, because hasn't there been some crossover with, like, didn't Super 7 have an Alf and NECA has an Alf, and NECA's Alf is better? Like, there's stuff like that, because they both kind of get into some of the
Has Super 7 done Alf? I don't think they've done it.
But I mean, stuff like that. They've both gotten into pop culture stuff where you look at what they're doing, and it's like, well, NECA would clearly do all this stuff better.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
and
their paint and sculpts are so much better.
Yeah.
I know their movie figure stuff is not as articulated, but it's not. That's the style it's going with. They're going more on sculpt than they are articulation.
That reminds me.
It's like the Arnold, the two Arnolds that JB's holding. Super 7 versus NECA.
This is NECA. This is Super 7, and this is a whole lot better than this.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they could have just
used the Motu bodies don't work on real people.
I know. They're too exaggerated.
Yep. The Motu bodies are great for Motu.
Yes.
You know what I just remembered I have that I never showed on this show, and I have not. I think I've had it for like 5 months, and I've never done anything with it.
What?
And us talking about this stuff made me for a split second go, wait, was that NECA or Super 7 that I bought? Because I forgot who made this.
Yeah, NECA did really good. Oh, that's nice.
It's Marvel, or it's Diamond Select is what it is. But this just made me remember, I put this in my closet like 5 months ago after buying it from Quinn. And it's still there.
I never did open and review it.
I've never done a review or anything on it. And it's like the Mega, Darkwing Duck and Nega Duck and all that. Yeah. I never did anything with this damn thing. And
they had a good comic run here past few years with Darkwing Duck.
I don't know why or how I managed to forget that thing existed in my closet until just now. Anyway, get to the chopper.
Yeah, I know. It's like
that's Commando, right? That's Commando, not Predator.
Yeah, this Commando. I made it where the vest is removable on him, but I took it off of him, so it's like the ending.
Is that Commander or is that Predator?
Commando.
It is Commando. Okay.
Yeah,
I love the scene in Commando when he just like goes to can't do this in California anymore, but where he goes to the sporting goods store and just like loads up on all kinds of stuff that is totally illegal in California now to get ready to go save his daughter. I love that scene because it's one of those classic like montage scenes, but it's like montage of like gearing up for battle. It's awesome.
But you wouldn't believe how much I had to
montage.
He was actually, funny story, he was one of the first figures I bought when I started collecting 4 years ago.
That's the NECA one, right?
Yes, this is NECA. It's not a boot. It's the real.
I don't have a lot of really old NECA figures. Is that thing fragile? Because I know that was the biggest complaint about those older figures.
This is the ultimate. This is one of the newer ones.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, I just took the vest off of him, so he's more like the final battle against Mac and them.
Yeah.
So that's why, because I kind of liked that look. Plus, you guys show off Arnold's biceps. Come on, you got this.
Yeah. That reminds me. Right now on AliExpress, in fact, I was going to order some. They've got a whole, and these figures, I don't know if it's real or or not. I have no idea. But they've got a bunch of the old, like early 2010s Terminator 2 figures from NECA. So they've got the endoskeleton. They got the 3 different versions of Terminator and his 3 different looks throughout that movie. And then they've got the T-1000, both just looking like a cop, and a T-1000, you know, doing the whole crap while he's all silver. And yeah, exactly. And that's the NECA one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got those on AliExpress for like $13-14 a piece. $13 a piece, I think. I don't know, like when it's something that old, would that just be like old stock or something, or would that actually be a knockoff? I don't know what that is.
Was this a picture you seen, or did you?
Yeah, it's on AliExpress. I've got them in my cart on AliExpress. I was going to order a couple of. Oh, I was going to order one of the endoskeletons because I want to do my own Metallo.
What's the packaging?
It looks like old school NECA packaging. Remember how they put it on that clamshell bubble card, the old school NECA stuff?
Those are actually do not have articulated legs.
Okay.
Years ago, before I got this, they do not have articulated legs. From my knowledge, if I remember, because I had this guy years ago in that clamshell you're talking about, but his legs didn't articulate. It was stuck pre-post. His legs were.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just know they look cool. They had a bunch of those. They had some of the older. And the other thing they had really cheap, like again, $12-13 was, and again, I'm guessing KOs of the old, like, again, going back like early 2010s Hellboy figures that Mezco did back before Mezco was really expensive, but they were, you know, whatever. They were like what, $40-50 a piece or something like that back then.
I do have like a little mini rant.
Go for it. Tear it up.
I got this in this week.
Okay.
I got the crossover Turtles of Grayskull Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
Glowing green plastic. Back of the packaging makes it look like it glows in the dark. It don't freaking glow in the dark. Why would you do this? Not make it glow in the dark. We don't say glow in the dark anywhere on the packaging. I wasn't really expecting it to, but looks like their plan was to make it glow in the dark.
It totally. I thought it was glow in the dark.
And the color, everything screams that should glow in the dark. It's not glow in the dark plastic. Why would you color it like this and not make it freaking glow in the dark?
You know, I never thought to even check. I just saw the pictures of it. I assumed it was glow in the dark.
I was kind of guessed it was going to be glow in the dark with the colors, but none of the packaging says it's glow in the dark.
Oh, well, hello, Duke. We didn't bring any crayons. Are you okay?
I'm okay. It was definitely Predator, homies. Y'all got your movie mixed up.
That figure?
That's not Predator.
I don't remember if it's Predator or...
That's what got all this like paint makeup on.
Into the chopper?
Did he have the paint on in... Well, no, he had paint on his face in both of them, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was with the camouflage tank top, and...
I'm pretty sure that one's Commando.
This is Commando. I took the vest off of him. He doesn't.
Well, you bought it. I'm assuming you would know. Yeah. Oh, he just left. He's like, God damn it, I got proven wrong. He just came in and said shit.
No, this is Commando. Look, I can tell you. He does not have this tan belt on the Predator figure. This is Commando. I promise y'all.
I'm still disappointed that's not glow in the dark. Because I love glow in the dark figures. And this just screamed like been perfect for glow in the dark.
Garrett, just put it under some black lightning. It's okay.
I don't mean to. I shouldn't have to put it under black light. I should just make it glow. I did get the.
The Mattel, and they actually do glowing plastic.
And their glow in the darks are great.
Yeah.
And this is a line that screams glow in the dark figures. The mutagen mutate characters. I got the Casey. I haven't been getting all this line, but I've been kind of cherry picking out. I've not been getting the turtles and stuff, but I like some of the other characters that's mixed over. If I would do the turtles just as turtles and not crossed over, I'd probably got
them. Because Ben just said, you know what else shows up under the black light?
I do.
JB knows very well.
This is why JB won't have a black light in the Plastic Man room.
Guilty. He's here.
Notice how he pulled him up from seemingly between his legs?
Oh, and you gotta love Amazon packaging.
Actually, this is what I got from Ollie's. When I show you all the pictures,
my Ollies didn't have nothing, man.
Well, no, mine. Those were the only two things that was new at my Ollie's was Joe Fix and the Ultron. They didn't have anything else.
Oh, I would have totally. I wish they would have had Joe Fix It. I would love to have a Joe Fix It.
They had this one. This was the only one they had on the shelf. So I had to pick it up.
I don't know what it is, but
I got this.
Amazon seems to hate the Motu Classics stuff. Everything I get, there's plenty of room in the box. They went out of their way to destroy the packaging. They crunch it up another package like that and squeeze it in.
Yeah. Which you know Amazon has had to have had meetings with their packers and been like, guys, this is how you put stuff in a box.
Yeah.
They just don't care.
Nope. And they wonder why. Well, we don't get fair living wages. It's like, then do your damn job right.
I got this weekend too, and this is actually going to be a review for next Friday, this coming Friday.
Action Force. That's what's his face?
The Valor stuff. Bobby.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah.
The Bone Collector. That's
Bone Collector.
Yeah,
Maybe said it first. He wants to collect bones.
I was they actually, if you order this, you either get the regular version or you get the bloody version. I was hoping to get the standard because it would just look weird.
I hate variants, like stuff like that. Like where I got the Aquaman, I didn't want.
I know, man. I feel bad. I feel bad for you.
My luck is always I'll get the variant I don't freaking want.
For the record,
no, I have a ton of stuff I got this week.
If everybody's wondering what he's talking about the handsome Aquaman with a hook for a hand.
Yeah, I got it right here. I got the rare platinum edition I didn't freaking want.
You see, Amazon McFarlane knows that Jared likes black, so that's why they got him the black one.
Bold statement.
But well, let's go ahead and start with my Ollie's hauls.
Okay. Gotta open up some stuff here.
I got another one of these.
Sweet.
$20. It's like, hey, I can use it. You can make that a Doom bot, so
yeah.
It's almost worth it just troop build like for extra parts and troop build some Doom bots. And I'd have use the monk around both for customs too.
Change out her arms for some good arms, and that's a good figure.
Oh yeah, use the arms from Spinneret. Get those cheap.
By the way, are y'all gonna get y'all's copies of the Phoenix, the new one that went up for pre-order?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
I don't pre-order anymore, so if Quinn gets it, I'll pick one up.
Yep, I got the Thor Story 2-pack. I bought 2 of these, so
that's what I was wondering. Was the Thor?
You can have. Well, I got it, Matt. I got an extra one.
Oh, I will take that from you. That and the Joe Fix-It were the two that out of all the ones I saw showing up at Ollie's that I wanted. Of course, my Ollie's had nothing. They just restocked on all the Eternals and Black Panther or Wakanda Forever figures, and I'm like, I don't want any of these. Well,
next time I'm there, I can pick you up a Joe Fix-It because I've been picking them up for me and some friends already.
If you find one, I'll do things to you that you can't do to yourself right now because of your hand.
Matt's horny tonight. He's just horny. The wife had to give you some good loving, didn't she?
I don't know if I want to get you Joe Fix-It now.
Like, I'm rethinking this arrangement. I don't know about this.
But yeah, these things are. I know the articulation is not the greatest on these things, but he looks just so damn good.
Yeah,
he does.
The new head sculpt. Both new head sculpts look great. Plus, he gets a freaking Hulk-sized Tommy gun.
I know. I'm fixing to open him up.
Who in the Marvel Universe makes clothes and weapons for these giant people?
When did this figure come out again? Was it early this year? Was it last year?
I bought a few of these, the trick build.
Nice.
Ultron.
I can't remember when he came out.
I grabbed me another Shriek.
Jeez.
Those were customs.
See, your always has stuff, unlike me and Matt. Mine always has the Black Panther movie figures.
And I got that one.
Nice.
That's the one I'm wanting.
And that.
Oh, Justin said he picked up the Mattel DC Multiverse Val Kilmer Batman from eBay. I don't have that one. I've got the Bale one. I got the Christian Bale one, and I've got several of the Batfleck ones. I don't have the Kilmer one, or the one I want is that Mattel. What was it? The Mattel Movie Masters Michael Keaton one. I want to get that one, but I don't have that one.
I did pick up. We don't talk about that cast too much, but
Batman Forever.
I got the Batman Forever Batmobile.
It's a cool Batmobile. I think it would be cooler if that wing wasn't so huge on the back, because I like everything else about that.
Every scene in the movie, it was flopping.
I know. Everything else about that Batmobile looks awesome.
Yeah.
Just that huge wing in the back, if it was smaller, it'd look a lot better.
And I did pick up all these like cheaper brands like Maihatsu, Grand Nationals, and these things are got more paint details than Hot Wheels. They paint the headlights, turn center lights, tail lights, and everything. These things are nice.
I've got a few of their 1/18 scale stuff that I keep for like G.I. Joe and stuff, and they're really nice.
I've got
one or two of their motorcycles too. Some motorcycles, 1/12 scale. They make nice stuff.
Yeah, I bought the Grand National twice. I got black and white, which they never made a white Grand National, but they made white T-types. So I'll just say it's a T-type. And I did get some more let's see. I did get this. Walked in the Target. Last one they had.
Oh, nice.
Stocking cap.
I went by my Target earlier in the week, and they didn't have anything. Like nothing new whatsoever. But I know there's stuff starting to show up at Target, but nothing I've seen yet.
And I was able to track down. I got the Batman, and I got the Superman Blue. That's the hardest one to get. That is a great mold for Superman. Yeah. Even if you're not collecting it as a Build-A-Figure, it's a great Superman. But it's impossible to get because he's like short pack. And it's got the body, so it's hard to build the Build-A-Figure. Because
I thought the red one was the harder one.
Do what now?
Isn't the red one a little harder to get?
Oh, the red one. Absolutely, the red one's harder to get, but in Superman in general, it's hard to get. Everywhere I go to, any place I go, he is sold out.
Well, he is 2 per case. The Batman's 2 per case. Aquaman and Green Lantern are 1 per case.
Really?
Yep. There's only 6 figures to the case. 1 full set and an extra Batman and an extra Superman.
What's funny is like we were talking about before you popped on. I ordered this off Amazon and they sent me the platinum. I want the regular version. I don't like the platinum.
Somebody would surely trade you because I'm sure there's people out there that want that.
Oh yeah, really. And if you want the regular one, somebody will straight up trade you, no problem.
Yeah,
and they'll pay the shipping, I'm sure.
And I got the platinum edition Green Lantern too. But they both I ordered them both at the same time, and they sent me the platinum ones of each one. And
lucky. That's the rule. They don't normally come out like that.
Wally West Flash.
That's a nice one.
You wanting to do like a little JLA display, and yep. First I had and pork belly.
Nice.
And the monkey, the Yoblo
This is a good deal for this figure. Unlike Big Bad who's charging $60.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Jared, that Ghost Rider is 6 inches. He's big, just as big as the other Marvel Legends. Yeah, everybody's, even me, I thought he was going to be small. He's not small. He's large.
He's large.
Well, the thing is, being 6 inches makes them small, though.
Hey, I will tell you this. I had 40 of those things yesterday. I've got 7 left here in stock today. That's how many. That's how fast they sold.
So, what else are you going to push on Matt when he comes to pick one up tomorrow?
Maybe put the Plastic Man away.
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
Oh, Duke's got a great question. For the panels, 1991, you have $1,000. You can go to one store. Where are you going and what are you buying? 1991. So I'm 14.
I didn't exist.
Toys
So
R
you're
Us.
going nowhere. Oh, 14. At 14. Where am I going?
I was 21, and I'll tell you this: I'd go to the Walmart and hit them up. Toys R Us and hit them up for all the closeout Star Wars stuff because there was still remnants of Star Wars from the 80s in '91. They had them in the dump bins.
At 14, for me, it wouldn't have even been toys. It would have been comics. At 14, for me, I would have went to Lone Star Comics, which was the shop that I went to the most in Dallas. And I could have easily spent $1,000 in that shop. Because at 14, I was getting to that point at 14 where I wasn't really collecting toys much anymore. I had gotten really, really heavy into comics. The only toys I picked up, occasionally I would pick. I think at the time I might have been picking up the Marvel superheroes stuff and the X-Men stuff that Toy Biz had just put out. I think that same year. So I think I was picking those up. But my main focus was comic books at that time. So I think
would have taken
that would have been what I spent a bunch of money on. Yeah, 1991, I probably would have gone in and cleared out the Marvel section, the DC section, the Image section. Was Image 91? Was that 92?
No, Image wasn't around in 91.
And then was Valiant out at that point? Because I got real big into Valiant comics too.
Valiant was out at that time, I think.
Yeah. So I would have cleared that stuff out. I would have also hit up the Dark Horse section. Dude, I would have done some damage in a comic shop in 1991 with $1,000. That I would have.
Oh, prices back then were what, $1.25? Yeah, you could do a hell of a lot of damage back then.
Oh yeah, I would have. Although at the time, I probably would have gotten some. Well, I probably would have picked up some key issues too, which were obviously way cheaper at the time. But I would have gone to my comic shop. I know that's not what people want to hear on a toy chat, but that's what I would have done with that money in 1991.
Oh yeah. Hey Jared, how's your hand doing?
Oh, it's not great. It's kind of opened up a little bit.
Oh damn. All right, can you squeeze? Well, it's better than it was.
Yeah, no, pushed it. Yeah.
Well,
I called him today. So I called him today and told him I'm not doing this one.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't want less mobility on my hand. I want. But if this one does this, that ends my customizing and probably ends my job. So, but 1991, that was probably around Action Master era of Transformers.
Yep.
And I would be at Action Masters and some like Pretender stuff. I would probably load up on those for $1,000.
Hell, the Dark Knight Returns stuff from Kenner from the 1989 Batman movie was still around because I bought the Batmobile for $12.99 from KB Toys. Still has the price sticker on it. box.
I would have bought anything I saw like Power Master, Headmaster stuff. Those were still lingering around until later. The later stuff, Transformers, are big money now.
Oh yeah,
it cost a lot of
there was a
people
lot
were
of
out.
G2 stuff. A lot of
The
G2
G2 stuff came along around 92.
Yeah.
The 91, you still had some lingering for like the Action Master stuff and Pretenders.
They had a lot of repaints of the Dinobots in like green,
Micro
blue. There you go. Yep.
G2 was 92, and that's when they did all those little wild colors. Yeah, the Dinobots, they had multiple like repaints. You only released 3 of them. You had Grimlock, Slag, and Snarl.
Mm-hmm.
The regular colors in gray, and each of them had like 2 different other colors. Grimlock got blue and turquoise.
Yep.
Snarl, I think, got red and green. I think Slag maybe did 2 colors. So,
now, if you could, not as you were in 1991, but if you could go back right now to 1991 as an adult, what would you buy? If you had $1,000,
I would
spend $1,000 on now in retrospect.
if I was going looking for like rare comics, I would do that.
See, that's the same thing. I would go back because at that time, around 91, you could still get Wolverine #1, like his miniseries and his regular series #1 for around $20 a piece.
First appearance of
Cable. You could get New Mutants 87 for like $8.
First appearance of Harley Quinn. First appearance of Deadpool, and all around that area.
Yeah, you could get tons of that stuff. Plus, key issues were way cheaper back then. You could go back, like I think first Punisher at the time was still selling for under $100. It was like maybe $60-$70 for that. First appearance of Wolverine was, I want to say, maybe $150 at the most in 1991. It might not even have been
like
that
Hulk. I mean, Hulk 181 wasn't even that bad back then.
That's what I'm saying. Hulk first. That's what I'm talking about. First appearance of Wolverine 181 was like less than $150 in 1991. Maybe even under 100. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Dude, you could go back and get so many key issues for so many characters at that time, really cheap. And I think I would still probably do comics over toys if I went back to that point.
Duke actually said he would go to Toys R Us.
Oh yeah, he's all G.I. Joe, man.
Well, the Toys R Us, you had 2 good toy stores back then. You had Toys R Us and Heels. Heels was had almost as big as toy section as Toys R Us.
Well, for us, we had Toys R Us and we had a place called Children's Palace, which I actually liked better because it was the same size as Toys R Us. It was 100% just a big kids store, except they had a big, and they were all over the country, but they weren't called Children's Palace everywhere. I can't remember what they were called in the rest of the country. They went by like 3 different names across the country, but they all looked the same. They had this big like faux stone castle thing on the front. Like when you walked in the doors, the whole front of the store from the outside looked like the front of a castle.
I got Torch in this week too.
We definitely had we had Toys R Us, Circus World, and KB Toys in the early 90s.
Yeah, we had KB Toys. That was where we went to get the good discount stuff because they had all the discount stuff. And you go deliver at the mall.
You got the Jinx.
You can get Marvel figures for like 3 for $10.
Oh yeah, the Marvel Universe was hella cheap. I think I was getting them I would go to KB Toys at the mall in Mesquite, Texas. We go to Townies Mall. And I think I would get the Marvel Universe stuff and the X-Men stuff for like $1.99 each, which at the time, because they were on average, like at Toys R Us, they were like $5 a piece. But you go get them for like $1.99 at KB Toys.
Yep, you can get them real cheap.
I got Leech, which Quinn had like a couple weeks ago.
You know what really would put this Joe Fix at the top? Is if they did like Luke Cage and gave him brass knucks.
That's interesting.
Hands.
This is like an international packaging. This decal thing, it looks like it's a decal. It's not a decal. It's printed, but it's crooked. It is part of the packaging, but it is crooked.
Oh, Argyle out there in the chat, 1991, I was running around Deep Ellum catching all the live music and acts. Catch me, I would have been there about 4 years later. As soon as I turned 18, I'm taking it Argyle's from Dallas, which is where I'm from. As soon as I turned 18, which was 95, I spent like every night going down to Deep Ellum. So I know what you're talking about, but I'm obviously a little younger than you are.
Finally got him. I went to eBay and got them. I actually got them not much more than retail with shipping. Because he got clearanced out, so people were like,
Anybody take advantage of Prime Days?
I ordered a airbrush paint booth.
No, I didn't order anything. I didn't see anything I wanted.
I didn't either.
It was pretty pathetic Prime Days this year.
Yeah, I picked up some TV series, but that's about it.
But the newest ones that's part of this Build-A-Figure wave is the Splinter, the He-Man Splinter. So I need that one. I want to build the metal Bato. That thing looks awesome.
But we need 2 more figures.
Just for Life has a question for JB specifically. For those of us that aren't older than dirt, y'all can go fuck yourselves. If you could go back to the year where you were 12 or 13, which JB, I guess that was what, 2013? Yeah. What would you buy with $1,000?
Clear liquid.
2012,
Bottles of clear liquid.
Because you were born around 2000, right?
No, I was born in 97. So I was born.
You're only 2 years older than my kid.
I was born in.
Jesus, you could be my kid, dude. I could have had a kid in 97. My first son wasn't born until 99. This dude's young enough to be my kid. This dude is young enough to be my child. That is how young JB is.
Take off your hat, man. We need to see if you match up with Matt. Oh my God.
No.
That's Matt Jr.
Wait, you're from Florida? I don't remember going to Florida in 97, but that doesn't mean I didn't.
Say that to cover yourself.
Oh, that's a good point. A couple of flags would be nice.
Remember,
dude, that would be smart.
Yeah, so JB, you're 12, 13 years old, so it's like, I guess for you, that's like 2010. What are you buying with $1,000 in 2010?
Did he say 20? I thought he said 20.
Well, he said when you were 12 or 13. So
okay,
2010-ish. That's when you were about 13.
What was big? What was big in 2010? I cannot remember.
Transformers was pretty damn big because of all the movies.
What else?
Transformers was probably, well, they still kind of are the biggest toy line that exists. I mean, they were really big because that was right in the midst of all those movies.
Well, the first one came out in 2007.
I know, and they just kept coming out over and over and over and over again.
I mean, really, I was still collecting back then, but I wasn't like buying frequently like I do now.
The early days of the MCU too, so
yeah, true. Where they didn't have like a lot of quality added to them.
I just remember my son loved Transformers because of the movies.
I mean,
and he was like 11 years old at the time. He loved Transformers. That was like everything at the toy store on the toy aisles. That was what he gravitated towards.
There you go.
Honest,
because of being like buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin, yes. Buy Bitcoin with $1,000. Holy hell!
2010. If I'm gonna be honest, I would have probably bought more DCUC. Back then, I probably would have bought some DCUC along with some comic books and a couple of Transformers, maybe a few of them.
I got the Adam Cringer too.
I think it would have been multiple stuff. It wouldn't have just been one thing. But I mean,
oh yeah.
But if I'm going logical, I probably would have done some DCUC mostly. But then again, also Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, I would have got some of that too. So it would have been multiple stuff. It wouldn't have just been one thing.
The that period, it would have been Hasbro.
Yeah, no, that's what at first at Toy Biz, I'm like, no, that's Hasbro. I was correcting myself.
Yeah.
Duke's got a good question. Thoughts on 90s RoboCop and Terminator toys? The Kenner stuff, I like remember them. I don't know that I ever bought any of those. Because again, going back to like, I was heavily into comics at the time. Like I was, especially once we got to the 90s, I was kind of starting to move away. The last big toy line that I had like everything from was Ninja Turtles. And by the time we got into the early 90s, a lot of the Playmate stuff was past its prime. Like the good stuff had already come out between 88, 89, 90, 91. By the time you get to 92, they were starting to come out with more movie related stuff and gimmicky stuff. So I was way more into comics at the time. So I remember the Terminator and RoboCop Kenner toys from the 90s. I don't think I bought any of them. I remember, didn't RoboCop have like one of the thing, he had one of the toys was like a gimmick where you could like flip the switch on his back and he had that little thing that would send sparks, make it look like he was shooting.
Maybe it sounds familiar. Maybe with
I remember them, but they were not something I bought.
That's what RoboCop had in his back. Yeah,
I was reading the Terminator and the RoboCop Dark Horse comics. That's what I was doing at the time. As far as
I love the RoboCop versus Terminator comic, and that thing was written by Frank Miller. That thing was so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Like if you bought Bitcoin, $1,000 of Bitcoin back then, you've been doing really good. You probably could have bought.
Dude, at the time, in 2010, Bitcoin. When did Bitcoin start? I know it was around 2009-ish, right? Maybe something like that. But for $1,000, you could have bought. And Bitcoin was what, like 0.02 of a cent when it first came out. So I don't remember what it was in 2010. Not much more. It was probably still like a penny a coin, one would guess. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when it dropped, but it was like, needless to say, it was cheap as hell. So you could have bought, 100,000 Bitcoin. You'd be what is 100,000 Bitcoin now? That billions or trillions? I don't even know. It's a lot of money.
Is there any place that's still taking Bitcoin? Because I heard a lot of places are not taking it.
Tons of places take Bitcoin. Tons.
If you bought, and I looked it up on Google. I Googled it. In 2011, if you bought $1,000 of Bitcoin, which would be worth $2.785 million a day. You'd be almost $3 million if you bought $1,000 Bitcoin in 2011.
How much was Bitcoin worth in 2011?
One Bitcoin cost you $13.91.
Okay, because when it first came out, it was like under a penny a coin.
Yeah,
which was, I want to say 2009-ish, something like that. So, Sith for Life says in 2010, Bitcoin was 0.003 cents each. So, if you bought Bitcoin, $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in 2010, you'd have way more than $3 million now.
Oh yeah, I was sticking to the time frame where you would have been.
Yeah, ungodly amounts of money. Why are we talking about this? I don't know, because somebody in the chat said it.
I was gonna.
$1,000 when it started, you would have. Here we go. I'm just gonna put it in the chat. There you go. That's how much you would have if you bought $1,000 of Bitcoin in 2010.
$6 billion.
Almost $7 billion.
Good Lord.
I feel.
Well, gentlemen, I'm sorry I got on late tonight, but I was real busy today. But with that being said, it's time for me to clock out.
All right.
I will see you guys later.
I'm going to try to stop by tomorrow to pick up that Ghost Rider. I'll try to get by.
No problem. Until next time.
Push more onto him, Quinn.
Trust me, I'm sure I won't have no problem doing it. I still got a few things left, but not too many. But until next time, guys.
Later.
I was actually, what would have made this Hulk better is if the hat was a removable piece, so you could interchange it on the heads, and one of his fisted hands came with a brass knucks.
I like the fact
I'd rather have the hat. I'd rather have 2 separate head sculpts.
Yeah.
Hats
do not stay on the figures.
What I'm saying is make the hat where you can put it on either head. Make it a separate piece where you can put it on either head. I like that. Come on now. I like it.
No, I don't like that.
That does not work. They won't stay on the figures.
The only time that I see it work well is with like helmets, with like the G.I. Joe Classifieds line and stuff like that, where the helmet actually uncovers the whole head. Because hats don't stay on.
And plus, plastic hair doesn't compress.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have to make it to fit the thing, and it's a pain. I'd rather just have head sculpts.
I'll demonstrate since I'm on if you can. See, hair can actually presses down.
I know, but look, this works. Like this stays and it won't come off. Like this hat. Mattel's.
But it also looks goofy because the hat's so big to fit over top the hair.
Yeah.
So actually, the hat is actually this big though in real life. On the guy, it's actually.
It's actually that tiny little hat.
Wow, that's crazy. Peanut head. Hey, I didn't buy anything this week.
You didn't buy
I didn't. What I did do.
What happened to you, man?
Dude, I've been working all week. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't done anything.
This is the first time in toy form. Skeletor's like flying vehicle here.
I mean, here's Brock Lesnar with a cowboy hat on. Actually, I'm going to do something. I'm try something here. I'm going to see if this works.
We don't want to see that.
Brock Lesnar is dumb.
Yeah. I ain't arguing with you.
But I didn't buy anything this week. I did do a couple things, one of which I think I showed last week, but I wanted to show you guys the better pictures of it. These were the 3 little customs I've been working on this week.
And I got Bumblebee.
Plastic Man. You're trying to make Plastic Man into a sex cowboy. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, I notice how he has his left hand, by the way. Don't move it. Put it back on camera. Don't move it. We all saw where he's got his hand. Look at that. Look what he's doing with his hand. Uh-huh. Yeah. Anyway.
He's ready.
These are the 3 customs I've been working on this week, and they're very, very light customs. Very light customs. The cable in the middle is the one I worked on the most. But then I went ahead and I finally got my Gundam markers in, and I redid his stripes that were not there on this crappy Spider-Man figure. I figured I'd practice with the Gundam marker with this figure that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
Which I think came out really good. And then I hit him with a matte finish. And then Wolverine here, this is the... What was the name of this Wolverine? I don't remember which wave this came from.
That is the... that's the Heat Claws, ain't it?
Yeah, it's the Heat Claws Wolverine. Anyway, I redid him because I didn't like all the black on him. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the Heat Claws. So I just painted the claws and a lot of the black, except for the mask, silver to make it look like armor. And I hit it with a matte finish. Again, these are just little projects that I sit there and fucking play around with while I'm just doing something else. These are not big customs or anything. This is just me playing around and having fun. But those are the 3 I've been working on this week. Which obviously the cable I put the most work into. I love this figure. This has now become my favorite cable. I like this better than the X-Force one that I've got. I love this cable. It looked great. But I like this look for Wolverine. I like the silver accents on the belt and the boots and the shoulder pads and everything. And with the actual, I love those claws. I think these are the best Wolverine claws we've ever gotten from Hasbro. And I just didn't want them in Heat Claw version. I wanted regular.
First time we got those was X-Force Wolverine.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't use those forever. Now they finally started using them. And those are the best claws. They don't get warped. They stay in place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Sith for Life. Dad jokes. Technically, aren't all your finishes matte finishes? Ha, 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 ha.
Now he looks
I get it.
Well, we need a rim shot thing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been working on this week. So I just wanted to show that because I didn't buy anything new this week. I've been playing around with this stuff. And so I love these Gundam markers, though, dude. These things are awesome. Just playing around with them, I'm like, oh, I love these. These are great. I'd never bought any before. Been hearing people talk about them for years, and I was like, you know what? I need to pick some up. And I went on Amazon, and they had the 3-pack of the Ultra Fine for $10. So I was like, okay, awesome. And I picked them up, and I'm very happy that I did.
Now he's ready for the Old West.
You just got him as a gay cowboy. Like, that's all he's doing to Plastic Man. He's just having him done up like a gay cowboy. Like, he's
broke back.
He's broke back Plastic Man. He's the cowboy from YMCA.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. That's ridiculous. Just stop, JB. Anyway.
Oh, come on. You like him.
For like good deal on this. I got the Super 7 Monstar Transformation Throne.
Nice.
It's like 30. It was on sale for $30. And it's like it's the last one they had at that price at the time. I was like, well, I'm ordering that because I got this off Earth a while back. I think I might show this before. I got the pre-transformed Monstar that goes in the throne.
Awesome.
And that is a great looking figure.
Great, but how does articulation hold up?
I don't know.
That's the question.
What's this look like? It's still in the packaging. I don't know. I don't have him dressed up as a gay cowboy or anything, so I don't know.
No, I stripped Plastic Man back down. I stripped him back down.
Oh, you stripped him back down, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's back down to his normal costume, folks. He's good.
Well,
speaking of articulation,
yeah,
we were going to talk about articulation tonight.
And
why are we talking about articulation? Because there's like a secret flame war on YouTube. No, there's not. I don't think they dislike each other at all. I think they're just talking to each other. People are trying to make a big deal out of Shartimus and Anthony's Customs right now.
Doing the same.
Oh, they're in a war. No, they're not. They're not at all. You know what's funny is I was watching those videos, and what I as somebody now, keep in mind my opinions on articulation are, I have so many different figures with articulation schemes that articulation is to be honest, like I want my figures to have articulation. And I want them to have, knees and elbows and all the joints. I don't want 5 POA stuff, but I'm not picky about like, oh, how far can this one bend over versus this one? Now, part of that's because I'm boring and my collection, most of my figures are not in awesome, crazy, dynamic poses or anything like that. So I'm not into the ABCA stuff. You know what I mean? And doing all the poses and taking pictures and doing all that stuff. So I'm fairly boring. I get it. So I don't really focus a lot on articulation. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you can tell I don't focus a lot on articulation in my videos because it's not something that's that important to me. Like I want them to have the articulation, but I don't care if like, oh, this figure here can technically bend forward 23 degrees more than this one can. I don't give a shit. I just want the figure to look good and look good on my shelf and be a good representation of the character. That being said, I watched both the videos. I watch all 3 videos because Shartimus did 2 and Anthony's Custom did 1. And what I got for me, and you guys tell me what you got out of these videos. I'm assuming you watched them, but what I got out of these videos is neither one of them are right and neither one of them are wrong, because the only thing I got out of those videos was they both had different opinions on articulation, because neither one of them, I thought, made an argument, a good argument against one particular type of information, or one particular type of articulation, or for one particular good type of articulation. What I felt like when I was watching those videos is, oh, well, like, for instance, Shartimus prefers dick hinge necks. And yes, I called it a dick hinge because that's an inside joke on this show. You know what I mean? Because he likes figures that look up. that look up
I
better.
like figures with a disc hinge as well.
Exactly, and I do too. And I was like,
You
and that
can actually have them in a flying pose and looking up, or Spider-Man leaning down. When you have a double ball peg,
I don't like
they
the
can't
ball
do
peg.
that.
They can't look
exactly.
up.
But then you watch Anthony, and Anthony liked
Here, this is a double ball peg. That's all I can do.
All
Well,
right.
and if you watch, like, if you go to Anthony's opinion on the same articulation scheme, right, or the same that the neck joint, he likes articulation where the neck can tilt more, so he likes the double ball peg better.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like watching either of those videos. I didn't walk away going, one is definitely better than the other. What I walked away from is, depending on what you want your figure to do, you will prefer one over the other. Both are great ways to have articulation in an action figure, depending on what you want that action figure to do. And again, I know people are trying to turn it into some flame war thing between the two of them, and I hate to tell you, I don't think they hate each other. What, JB? You don't have to raise your hand. Just interrupt me and say, "Shut up."
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna.
What do you apologize instead of just saying "shut up"? Don't apologize. Just tell them to shut up.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, it just depends on what the character is. If it's a character that flies, disc hinge. If not, if it's a character that like doesn't fly, then this is okay. But my opinion, it just depends on what the character is.
One thing is what I like is what Spiro is doing. It's the best of both worlds. You have a disc hinge for the neck, so he can look up, but the neck is a separate piece, so you can get the tilt.
I mean, Jada's
he's doing what some of the GI Joe stuff has done, because they've got stuff on there too. Now they also do ball peg. I don't know why they go back and forth between the two, but
Joe and all their new figures basically gone double ball peg, and I hate that. I love the GI Joe's pumping out figures, but they've kind of went backwards, or with articulation a little bit. They're doing these ugly straight cuts on the arms.
I mean, if you take a look at Plastic Man, I mean, he can look up, but you got that neck gap right in there.
Well, and like I said, and I thought Shardiman's made a good point. He doesn't like that because it breaks up the sculpt, and I get that.
Yeah.
However, and again, this comes down to what you were saying, which is it depends on the character, because most of the GI Joes have that, but because of the sculpt and the shirt they're wearing and all this stuff, it's completely unnoticeable. So it works perfectly, right?
Like if you have a capeless figure or a bare chest like this,
and it looks goofy. Yeah,
you have a separate neck. It's going to look weird. It's going to look ugly.
Now, even if a figure does have a disc hinge, sometimes because the hair sculpt whoever's got it will limit that.
This is almost the same torso figure. It's using the Vulcan parts, but different torso. But like where this has a cape, you could get by with having a separate neck piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But if you don't have something that hides that, I agree, it is absolutely ugly. With Spiro, he's got the armor coming around, and you see it a little bit around the neck, but it's blends it. Plus, he's got fur sculpt.
I mean, here's Wolverine disc hinge, can look all the way up.
Yeah, but if I can only have one or the other, it's going to be disc hinge all the way, because I like my figures to be able to look up.
Tilt doesn't really matter unless you're like doing like stop motion or photography. Then you'll want tilt. But if you're
not thinking too, how you cut your sockets out, they can still tilt.
Yes, they can.
This is Iron Ant-Man head on this Kazar body, but it can still tilt.
Wolverine, he can still.
Well, let's be clear, because I think Anthony's Customs made a great point in his video, which is if you do it right, using basic ball joint articulation and things like that, you can actually get all the articulation you want. It's just these companies aren't doing that, right? Hasbro doesn't do that. McFarlane doesn't do that. Mattel doesn't do that, right? Like, they come up with these other ways to do the thing, whereas it's like, how many times have we sat here with, hollowing out some ball joint socket on a McFarlane figure torso to get better ab crunch out of it or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, there are ways to do these things that a lot of these manufacturers don't do. And for me, again, like, I don't really have a preference. The only preference I have, to be honest, when it comes to action figures, is the one thing that I hate is ball joint ankles and wrists. I hate that. I hate that McFarlane does this.
This basically should be the standard with, like, you got the
with the tilt and the pivot and the rotation, and you have like everything all in one. And I hate that McFarlane still uses stupid ball joints for their ankles and wrists. That's the only, and that's the reason why I don't like Revoltech. I don't like Revoltech for the same reason.
Yep.
With those, some of those joints.
Same with like the wrist. McFarlane does that with the wrist too.
Yeah.
Mayfix does that with the wrist as well. So.
I mean, McFarlane does sculpt the ankles to match the plastic, so it's not a ball. But
not all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time he does it.
Yes, but his
wrist. He does sometimes, and when he does, he has done some really good ankle joints before. All his wrist joints suck. Every wrist joint I've seen from McFarlane sucks, but he's done really good ankle joints before. I don't know why he doesn't do it every time.
With the wrist, though, you get this much range.
Exactly. Need to listen to Darth.
Wait, read that. I didn't read it.
You're being too nice, JB, is what everybody's saying. Even I'm telling you this.
I was raised to be a gentleman, to be respectful, let the other person talk before I speak.
I mean, I was raised to be a gentleman.
Well, in JB's defense, Matt and JB's defense, he's just being kind to his elders. We are quite older than this.
That's true.
Y'all are only 20 years older than I am.
Dude, you could be my son, dude.
I know.
We just established this. You're not that much older than my son. Okay?
I'll take it as a compliment, I guess.
You and my son would have gone to the same elementary school.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Butterfly joints is one thing I like on figures.
But I like butterfly joints when they are sculpted properly. We all know that there are some companies, or maybe not even just companies, but some figures that make some of the ugliest looking butterfly joints that, and if you're going to make really, really heinous looking butterfly joints, they better work. I have seen SH Figure Arts do some butterfly joints that look absolutely horrendous, break up the sculpt, and don't do anything.
I mean, take a look at this.
Make it worth it if you're going to do a butterfly joint. First of all, and I'm going to tell you this right now, Hasbro does better butterfly joints than SH Figure Arts does.
Yeah.
And that's sad for what the price difference is between those two.
You see, but
the Hasbro ones, they're true butterfly joints. A lot of import figures, they're basically kind of like what McFarlane does. They're a sleeve. They're just hiding they have a long ball peg.
They say Figure Arts look like they're trying to copy Hasbro.
Yeah.
And they suck. They suck.
This, as far as the butterfly joints go for this Batista, they go all the way back about this much.
Yeah.
So they go back a lot farther.
And the other thing is, and they look good. Yes. Those butterfly joints do not take away from the sculpt of the figure.
No. They don't.
And I will say that the diaphragm joints on the Ultimates,
yes,
are not the best looking.
They're not.
The ab sections are too straight up and down.
I prefer the Elites with the ab crunch, if I'm being honest, over the Ultimate Editions.
Well, where do you guys fall on the whole ab crunch versus the diaphragm joints and all that kind of stuff? Because that was another big point in I know in Anthony's Customs video. And
it really depends on how they're executed on both versions.
Yeah,
it's
I don't mind either. I just want them to. I want them to look good. And if you're going to put a point of articulation in there,
you get a big pizza oven when you bend back and you get this end looking gut. That's not.
I mean, here's how much range he gets forward.
When he's up front, this is the Vulcan style torso, and it looks pretty clean standing up. It's an ab crunch. But you got a pizza oven in the back, pizza oven in the front, and you get a big bulge in the center.
Yeah, he barely gets any forward, and then he barely gets any back. Like barely any.
That makes having a diaphragm joint absolutely pointless.
Well, and it's like on those new Captain America figures, the Ultimate Captain America and then the Hydra Captain America that just came out. I love both those figures, but that diaphragm joint, I mean, the only thing it's good for, honestly, is rotation.
If it's done well, you can get some good motion. Like this is the Masterverse. Yeah. It goes crunches forward pretty good.
Yeah, like here's
the back pretty good.
Ab crunch forward,
and you get rotation up there. You with posing, you can get more natural like rotation. You get rotation to waist and the chest, so you can get more like a twist of the natural movement of the body. But it's got to be executed properly, or it's ugly.
It does.
And that's the thing, though, right? Like, there's a lot of this stuff, when it's executed properly, it's fine. Whether it's ab crunches, reverse ab crunches, diaphragm joints, butterfly joints. Like, when it's done right, and we all have examples in our collections of those things being done right, it's awesome. And then we all have examples of when it's done really, really wrong.
Go back to Spiro. They're doing stuff really well. I love their ab crunches. They're clean. There's no gaps. He's bent back, and there's no seams, no gaps. It's nice, tight. And it goes to like the next thing on the back. Yeah, there's no continuation of fur, but it's not really a big thing. But it's clean. There's no pizza oven. They are just doing an outstanding job of articulation. This goes to another point. Ball joints at the waist instead of like a standard twist. So when not only does it crunch with the ab crunch, it crunches with that ball joint. And that ball joint lets the waist lean side to side. Mm-hmm. That is my ideal for a great waist articulation. The G.I. Joes are doing the same thing with the ball joint at the waist.
Yeah.
You get a rotation and pivot, and that's all on the same joint. That is brilliant. But like I said, it's hard not to go back to Spiral on every example of how to do stuff right.
So it's like
they got clean like butterfly joints. They move functionally well and they're sculpted well. It's just they're doing everything what you need to do for a great articulated figure.
I mean,
I've got that because I've got the same one, and it is you've got. I mean, some people would complain because it's got pin joints. I don't give a crap about pin joints. We've talked about this multitudes of times. I mean, pin joints do not bother me at all. But
pin joints have never been an issue until they start making pinless joint figures.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, if it has pins, it's crap. Oh, really? It's a freaking action figure. Who gives a crap about the pin?
Their newer figures are going to be pinless, but even the pin ones, it don't bother me.
No. Pins are a lot. It's like y'all said. The
only thing that bothers me, like JB, is that the retro card of Spider-Man you got?
Yes.
Rotate the arms around inside. I want to see the blue in here.
Yeah. Hang on. There you go.
This is the only thing that bothers me. Why can't we get two color pins, like a two-tone pin? Or when you make that decision there, I would rather have the pin be blue. Show the outside of the arm. The holes are smaller.
Mm-hmm.
You would see less. You would have two blue dots there. If you're going to only could do one color pin, but I know they can inject two different colors. I've seen people do that. But if you're going to have one color exposed, I would rather have the blue than the red because the pins are bigger on the inside.
And plus,
to give a shout out real quick to another company that I think is doing a great job.
I know. Yeah. I had
with no ab crunch. This is just two ball joints.
Right.
Just two ball joints. That's it. And you've got all that, and you've got that rotation at the top and at the bottom. And there is no gaps, no seams, no nothing in this dude. No matter what you do, bend him over, whatever, bend him back. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was referring to about doing a diaphragm joint properly.
Yeah.
Yep.
The ab section is tapered and the muscle sculpt is there. It looks natural.
Yep.
everything flows. The cut is done well. They've actually taken the time to think about how things should articulate.
Yep.
Working with sculpt and articulation. They are doing, to be a newcomer into the 6-inch figure line company, they are doing outstanding work.
Absolutely.
Which, right now, the two best points of articulation is Jada and Spiro.
Mm-hmm.
Two companies doing it the best.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's her face?
Cammy?
No, the company that the monster.
I was thinking of Street Fighter. I'm sorry, Monster
Force.
Monster Force.
Name of that company? Why am I blanking on the name?
Sorry, I was thinking of Street
Fresh Monkey Fiction. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now there's a Kickstarter out. No, that's the wrong one.
Didn't they already sell 2 figures already?
They did at the Joe Fest. They had 2 exclusives. They had transparent figures.
Okay.
And now, one thing I want to give a shout out to too is Brutal Realm Toys. Realm Toys. They got a Kickstarter out right now, and they are very articulated figures. You have your butterfly joints, your 2-part necks, everything we're talking about, double joint elbows, bicep swivels, butt diaphragm joints, and they're like basically what Masterverse should have been.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have those weird gangly proportions. They're the big, stocky, and they're just really cool looking figures. You can get such dynamic looking posing out of these things. They look great. Just highly I've been watching this since they first started showing the original concepts, and I dig it. They got this is bare neck, which is not bad. They engineered the neck, even though it's a bare sculpt, the separate neck piece, and it still looks good. Through here, those are separate neck pieces. You get your thigh cuts, double knees, ankles, like we're used to. These things are awesome. They got the diaphragm joint that moves nice and fluid. They're sculpted with the ab section. Don't get like with the Masterverse. You get these straight looking ab sections, and
this brings me to something you talked about, thigh cuts and stuff. And I haven't seen it often, but there's a couple of figures. There's a couple companies out there doing stuff like this one occasionally. I would love to see, instead of thigh cuts, and I don't feel like this would be difficult to do. You guys tell me. But instead of doing thigh cuts, given everything going on, getting that rotation in the upper knee, between the knee and the thigh, and then having good hip rotation, similar to like what Mafex does, I think would be better than having a thigh cut that every time you turn and breaks that musculature. Or if you can get some rotation there, because I like Mafex what they do, but I think it could be improved just a little bit if you had some kind of rotation there in the knee, maybe even something as simple. And I know it's more difficult when you're doing double jointed knees, but maybe something as simple as like what Black Series has done before, where they have that rotation right above the knee, where you could rotate that way, and it doesn't break the sculpt up. There's not a lot of companies doing anything like that, but I like thigh cuts. The thigh cuts are awesome for articulation, but obviously for the sake of sculpt, like, they break the sculpt up a lot.
I mean, basically, like this Wolverine, it breaks up his panel lining.
Yeah, it breaks up the line on their legs and stuff, and
it's all up.
There's some figures it works better for than others, and I would much rather have thigh cuts than not, compared to a lot of other companies out there that don't do it and try to do other things. I don't think there's any perfect solution to that, but
when it's a full,
almost you could figure out something that's similar to the way they do like the biceps on the Hulk.
Most of the time, the biceps that are done on a lot of these figures, because they cut it with the muscle.
Yeah.
it looks great.
Well, what I'm saying too, like this, the forearm is actually connected to the shoulder on this figure. The bicep is actually just a cover. It rotates, and that way you got a full movement there, and you got rotation at the forearm.
I would love for them to see if there was a way. So, because Toy Biz had this issue solved, but they solved it with ball joint hips, right? Where they brought all the musculature all the way up to that ball joint, and it actually rotated at the ball joint at the hip. It didn't rotate. There was no thigh cut, right? But it was ugly. It was ugly the way they did it because you had ball joint hips, right?
Right.
That we all agree don't look as good, right?
Now, I like what Loose Collector does a lot of times. They camouflage their thigh cuts with the sculpt of the figure. They will plan out because they don't have a standard thigh cut. They'll put it make it match up with the rotation of the sculpt of the costume details or something like that. Oh, and also like with the Iron Man's.
In Dragon Star, they do the same thing where you can rotate up at the thigh, and there's no
Well, McFarlane
thigh.
If he would actually plan out his articulation better than just throw it in there and just send it to the factory to start making tooling. It's got a rotation in the hip, but they just don't work because they're not been clearanced.
Mm-hmm.
With this Ward Pumpkin, I worked on it. This is Joker legs. I clearanced out the legs, so now his legs actually twist because I clearanced it. It's there. The rotation's actually in the figure, but he never clearances them out.
Well, see, that's something that Mafex does really well. Their thigh rotation up there at that hip joint works really well. It's basically what McFarlane's trying to do.
Yep.
But Mafex does it better. Of course, they're $100 figures. That's probably why. Mm-hmm. But
you can see
that's what he's trying to do.
Here, where I clearanced it, you can actually rotate
the
leg now.
Well, a lot of times just the clearance in that opening there for that ball joint. Look, same thing that I did with that. The whole figure, right? With Korg, it's the same concept behind that Korg figure, which is his legs wouldn't go together enough because they didn't clearance the opening for the shaft on that ball. Yes, I said shaft and ball. I can't just get over it, children.
Well, it's like what Argyle was saying. It's like Loose Cutter. They put the twist on the thigh to match the more rounded part of the leg where it blends in more seamlessly, where you don't have the broken musculature.
Yeah.
Well, that's what kills me too with the new Warbird Miss Marvel figure. It's Target exclusive. They sculpted the boot sculpt on the leg, but they put exposed thigh cut. They could actually hid the thigh cut with the boot.
I mean, NECA has the same thing where it's up at the thighs where they got that rotation.
Yep. But but when you come to articulation, though, these things are just magnificent. These can hold the axe double-handed in very natural-looking poses. I am definitely going to be ordering some of these Brutal Legends figures, and I hope it makes it because they're doing some really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing characters that basically like mythological beings. And I like them. I like that muscular, like more stout look for He-Man stuff. Oh, look at that one.
Yeah.
Their weapons, their sculpt. They got a really good team working on all this together.
I mean, y'all are right about McFarlane, how he's got the same thing, but it doesn't really work.
No, it barely moves.
No.
Homage style design character. I wonder who that could be.
I don't know.
Mac, I just noticed about the Superman you said it has a weird smiley face.
And they're going to do females too.
To me, he looks like Superboy, but grown
up. He does kind of have a Superboyish head sculpt, yeah.
I called this Superboy really, so I don't have to change the head, but I'll probably still change the cape.
Yep. Very much a Conan theme, like Argyle's talking about it. These things look so damn good.
You know what I wish somebody would do is just not Super 7. Is remember the show Conan the Adventurer from early 90s maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was fighting what was the snake guy's name? I'm blanking on the bad guy's name. Anyway, I would love for somebody to do some of those.
Is that what you're thinking of?
The what?
Thusula Doom?
Yeah.
No, not from the cartoon. That wasn't who he was fighting in the cartoon. I'm talking about Conan the Adventurer, the cartoon from the early 90s, before you were born.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of the movie.
You're thinking Thulsa Doom from the movie. Yeah, no. Not Thulsa Doom. It was from the movie. It was a cartoon back in the early 90s. Wrath Amon. Thank you, name withheld. Wrath Amon.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love somebody to come out with some of those figures. I don't know. I mean, somebody come out with some Conan the Adventurer figures. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I would love that.
Oh, speaking of like a ab articulation, I like this too. You have the best of both worlds. You got a diaphragm joint, and which they do with the retro card Spider-Man, and Icons was doing it first. They did the diaphragm at the top,
Wolverine,
and the upside down ab crunch.
This Wolverine's got it too. He's got the diaphragm and the ab crunch.
Well, what I was saying, like Icons did it first.
Well, Icons, yeah.
Those things were.
You brought an entire presentation, Jared. You come prepared.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I just brought a batch of toys with me.
Now, ignore the figure in this. The figure in this thing was horrible. The Titan figure, whatever it was from whatever this company was trying to do. I had Harker sent me the one he bought, and they're just absolutely horrible figures. But the articulation scheme is what we're looking at.
I just hate toticulation. I really do. I don't like toe articulation on figures.
If you're going to do toe articulation, I want swappable feet.
Toe articulation really is unnecessary because over time, especially if you use plastic pegs, they break and the toes loose.
So, thank you, name withheld. It's Maven Toys made this, and these things are not good figures, but I like what they were playing. I like their concept. The lot of articulation, and they were trying to do like blanks for customizer stuff, that thing, and the quality of the figures weren't great. They were very floppy and loose.
Speaking of these pictures, are reminded me. It was last year when there was that post that I can't remember who it was made that had bought the rights to the Toy Biz name and was going to bring back Toy Biz figures.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And he was doing some like weird triple jointed ab crunch thing. And I wish we could find those pictures. I remember we were looking at it and going,
I'm sure they're in our like chat somewhere, but who knows where they're at. But they were weird looking concepts.
Odd. Like it looked like, okay, if they can pull this off, that's pretty cool. But I don't know that they can pull this off. But whatever happened, we haven't heard anything from them since then. That was like a year ago.
No.
But looking at these pictures makes me remember those pictures because the dude, whoever he was, I remember he was from the UK. He bought the name to Toy Biz and he was like, we're going to start putting Toy Biz figures out again. And then nothing. A year later, we still haven't heard anything from him. But there are pictures that showed like the breakdown of the articulation like this.
They were very crude sculpts, what they showed, but this is something I was kind of thinking about with articulation wise, like with having your diaphragm joint and the ball joint at the waist type thing, very much like Jada Toys, with your separate neck piece.
Yeah.
And the only thing
about this, they didn't. Where's the hip articulation? There's no hip articulation here. They didn't put that in the diagram.
Well, it's over on you got the ball joint hips. You got the
you got the ball joint hips that go directly into the top of the thigh cut.
No, you would have a.
It's just okay. They just didn't pull that piece out and put it over here. Okay. So.
But other than like, if they showing that piece, it would be like.
This is kind of like a mix between McFarlane and Marvel Legends. That's what this looks like to me. This is Marvel Legends lower on a McFarlane upper torso.
Similar, yeah. But with the minus, say, like the weird ball sockets that McFarlane does. You could work into a clean, like, butterfly joint. This would work good well.
Yeah. And then you also sent us, where's the other pictures you sent? These.
Yep, these are for like the.
This is very. This reminds me a little bit of Revoltech-esque stuff, except instead of ball shaft, they do ball shaft. And I'm saying balls and shaft a lot in this chat, and I apologize for anyone that's offended.
Well, people who are wanting double ball pegs, this has definitely got it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
You got double ball peg ankles, double. A lot of that's done too. I think for cost wise, for engineering.
Well, dude, doing double ball pegs on everything is much cheaper.
Yeah,
you can pin everything together. It also makes part swapping and reuse of stuff way easier.
That was what the point of this line too. I think was for be able to mix and matching parts for customizing, swapping, and doing it that way. It makes it very friendly for that. Which you still would get a lot of range of movement on these. You still have like a regular double jointed elbow.
My only issue with these is, and maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but because I'm not familiar with this line, but like I feel like the double ball pegs on everything. Maybe it's just me. I feel like you're more likely to have joint looseness over time with these.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was getting ready to mention too. That I would kind of worry about that, especially with the like at the shoulder joint and like the hips being like plug-in ball joints. Yeah, I could see that could be an issue later on. Even like right out of the bat, I could see if you don't get that just right, you're going to have too much play in those.
You'd also want to. I feel like you'd want to do, and maybe they did with this line or something. Again, I don't know, but I feel like you'd want some detents on all those ball joints.
Mm-hmm. What they do, like a lot of ball joint designs, they're not just flat ball joints. They have like flat surfaces all around the ball joint.
Yeah. And what was this line again?
I can't remember the name of it right off. It was a Kickstarter, and it succeeded, and it's more along the lines like cross. It was based on an old spin-off of Transformers.
Oh, was this the what were those things called?
Highly articulated action figures
Beast
from
something or other. Beasts, Battle Beasts.
Yeah, Battle Beasts is what they were called for the spin-off line, but they didn't call it that. I can't remember what they were called.
But I mean, is that what you're saying? This was based off of? Was Battle Beasts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I tried to look for the. It took me a minute, but I was able to finally find it. So.
All right, cool. So, well, look, in the end for me, and I'm the boring one here. And I freely admit that. The articulation is one of the least important parts of an action figure for me. I want it to have the articulation, but I know that like everything I have in my collection, from more highly articulated Mafex and SH Figure Arts and stuff like that, all the way down to older school DC-UC with single jointed elbows and knees, articulates enough for me to do any poses I'm going to want to do with my figures. So I'm the most boring one in this group when it comes to that stuff.
The thing I got disappointed with DC-UC, when they first started, they had ankle rockers. They would pivot some. And they start cutting cost, and they start making the feet one piece instead of two pieces. Yeah. And it's like so you lost that ankle articulation. It wasn't a lot, but it helped.
Yeah.
But if you could, even you could really just update DCUC a little bit and still get be like a competitive figure.
I 100% agree. These figures are awesome. I love the figures that I've got
if
here.
You could actually change the ankles to be like Marvel. I know we're talking about like we don't mind pins. DCUC has some big pins.
Yeah, they do. They got giant pins in their shoulders and knees and ankles.
You could reduce the size of the pins or get rid of them. Add a little bit. They started adding some double knees and elbows on a few figures. If they could up that up a little bit, I still like the torsos. The torsos are great sculpts, and what we were talking about before, you really don't need double butterflies for a lot of stuff, depending on the character. If you could give them Marvel Legends style wrists, Marvel Legends style ankles, and update the knees and elbows, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
these are just ball peg necks, and they do look up a bit. Could be more. They do like the retro card Spider-Man, notch the back of the neck, make them look a little bit farther.
Look down pretty good too.
Yeah, but you could up these a little bit and bring them back. I know a lot of people didn't like the T-joint hips. It never really bothered me that bad.
They don't bother me.
Yeah, they are a little unsightly when you bring them out like that, but
yeah, it's like Jason.
If you're gonna have your figures doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's not the best line for you.
Yeah,
but they can do a full Van Damme though.
Oh, they can, yeah.
Open up real wide.
Do you just keep that one on your desk?
This one?
Yeah.
Yes. This is my desk figure.
I mean, this isn't the Batman I keep on my desk. Where is he?
It's one of the best examples of showing a DCUC figure.
Yeah.
It's very bright. You can see it when we talk about it. Now Mattel was doing some updates.
This is the
Batman. They were basically keeping these torso. They have a lot of different torso sculpts. They had like the small, medium, large chest. The big thing with Mattel was getting them to pick the right body for a figure, for a character. A lot of times they'll make a character too small or too big. I will say you could basically go off this premise and it's updated a bit and have a great figure line. Yeah.
Now, one thing that things that really did irritate me about the figures though is how they would do like 2 different colored plastics on the figure. Like this Batman's got a yellowish color plastic for his torso, abs, and thighs, but the rest is like a different tone gray.
Well, you got hard plastic versus ABS plastic.
Yeah, it's PVC versus ABS. Yeah.
The thighs are hard plastic. The chest is hard plastic. The waist is hard plastic. Only the arms and from the thigh swivel down are softer plastics, and the heads.
From a distance you can't tell that bad, but it's when you get up close you can really see the difference.
Well, the problem with those comes when figures get older and have sun damage or light, UV light damage, things like that. Then as the figures fade, the 2 different types of plastics fade in different ways, and it becomes noticeable over time that they're made.
Some of them will yellow no matter what, even if they're not even in the sun. Because Corey from Cascade was on the show on the Whippet streams a while back. We were talking about the Metron with the Mobius chair. And I don't have the Mobius chair, but I have the Metron. I got it loose off eBay, and he was talking about that figure's bad to yellow. I said, "Really?" I pull it off the shelf, and mine's turning like green.
I mean, I got this new mitten box, and this is how it looked with the 2 different tones of plastic colors. Certain
plastics on DCUC will yellow or turn brittle. Like the Kilowoggs, the green plastic they use will shatter, will disintegrate. Mm-hmm. I cut my hand one time. I was trying to take apart. I had to click the leg plugged in the hip socket. I was pulling it out, and it just busted and sliced my hand open. A friend of mine, I did a trade with a friend of mine. We did some figures and stuff. Like he had a Kilowog. I gave him part of it. I gave him like a full Kilowog, and it took a dive, and the waist piece exploded. I had some other parts, so I could hook them up with a black waist piece, which basically make a more modern style Kilowog suit.
I mean, so one thing we can admit, at least companies have much better plastic durability than they used to with DCUC.
Well, they really never worried about plastic getting brittle back in the day too. Like
yeah.
The earliest
they weren't collector's pieces. They were selling them as kids' toys. And as long as the toy lasted longer than the kid was going to want to play with it, that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Public Enemy Superman, there's two of them. You got the metallic version and the non-metallic. The non-metallic gets brittle and shatters. The metallic one is fine. If you're looking at a Public Enemy Superman, get the metallic one.
Yeah, I've got the metallic one right here.
Yep.
Probably one of my favorite, at least looking-wise, Supermans that I own from DC.
I did a head swap on that one, and that's my Superman in my main Justice League display.
Yeah, this is my main Superman right here. Out of DC.
He's more muscular. And we got Ken in the house.
I mean, he's the right musculature that Superman should be and everything. And, of course, you got the plain articulation with him, but I still like him.
All right. I have the Mattel Dark Knight Superman. I did some mods to mine. I put like the McFarlane Superman head on it, and I gave him Marvel Legends hands. They will like fill in and use O-rings and epoxy. Made sockets where I can use like the hands off of a Sentry figure.
You got him on you?
He's on the shelf.
There's the original one right there.
Yep.
This is a great figure. I love this figure. I like it way better than the McFarlane one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. The wrists just have the rotation, so there's a downside to that. The head sculpt's way better than the McFarlane head sculpt.
Oh yeah. I use a regular Superman head sculpt.
Yeah, regular. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's a great figure. This is one of my favorite Superman figures. And one of my favorite Batman figures. I've got both of them. I've got both the Dark Knight Returns Superman and Batman. They're fantastic.
You got the blue version or black version?
I've got the blue version.
Okay.
I like the blue one better. I like Batman in blue better than Batman in black, which is why I like Nightfall Batman's one of my favorite Batman figures. It's like probably my favorite Batman figure. Not probably. My favorite Batman figure is this DC Collectibles Essentials Nightfall Batman. That's my favorite Batman figure.
Well, we're getting short on time. I figured we've talked about enough about articulation. I want to mention this for you. I am so looking forward to this. This is the Studio Series 86 Series Optimus Prime. It is just...
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Fantastic figure. Everybody was like, or complaining about like, oh, it's just the Earthrise Optimus Prime. No, this is Earthrise. This is a bigger figure. This is the missing link, which is the same size as G1. You got the Earthrise, and you got the Studio Series. And it is a beautiful piece, and with a lot of articulation.
Did they already release a Megatron Studio Series or not yet?
Well, they can't really do a G1 Studio Series.
Oh.
Unless you completely change his alt mode.
Even though Takara did, of course, a masterpiece, Megatron as a gun, they can't Hasbro
release it in the United States. But yeah, the Studio Series people, the team working on that, they're just knocking it out of the park. If Studio with the modern Transformers as they are, I would have never got into Masterpiece. These are like small scale, like Masterpiece figures. These things are just beautiful.
That it is a shrunken down Masterpiece Optimus Prime, which I
saw a picture of it, like sitting down at like a piano playing.
Yeah,
I thought it was P44.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is just.
It's
got the blast effects when, like in Transformers the movie, when he turns the tide at like an Autobot city, it's like blasting up, and the transformation scene is just so cool. And he starts blasting the Autobots, the Decepticons. He's running them down. That image of thrust in the grill before he hits the clouds into him is just iconic.
I watched the movie the other day. It's for free on YouTube.
It is such a great piece, and I am so looking forward to this thing. It's just the best mainline Optimus Prime ever made. It's not even out yet, I can say that. It's just gorgeous. If you're an Optimus Prime fan and you don't get this, are you an Optimus Prime fan?
Matt?
I mean, I would like to get it. What's the price on it? I don't collect Transformers, so I mean,
he's $90.
See, I'm an Optimus Prime fan, but I'm not.
But really, if you're going to get a Transformer, you might.
Like I'm paying for him what I would pay for like a Mafex. I'm just like, I don't know.
Well,
maybe
you're getting a lot more here than for a Mafex.
True, very true. That's very true. You're right. You're definitely right on that. However, in my collection, I will appreciate that Mafex figure more than I will appreciate that Transformers figure.
But at least you'll have a Transformer figure like this, and this one is probably the one for you to
get.
This
is like the end-all, be-all mainline.
You need to get this, Matt, if you do, because we're getting it.
I got 2 on order.
You got to get this, Matt. Come on, me and Jared already
if
have.
Somebody out there, look, my birthday was last month. Christmas is coming up.
Matt.
Well, it makes sense too. I didn't get the Ultra Magnus figure because I didn't realize they're scaling up the figures like for the studio figures. The Kingdom, the War for Cybertron and Kingdom Ultra Magnus, in the studio series. The studio series was a lot bigger. Of course, he's a perfect transformation. He don't have the white robot. The Kingdom and Kingdom and War for Cybertron one, you had the core robot and the trailer become armor. On the studio series, it was a full-on transformation, which is cool when you do that. But I didn't get it because I have a ton of Ultra Magnuses, and I didn't. That's before I knew Prime. I was thinking, oh, Prime's just going to be an Earthrise update. Nope, this is an all new figure.
And he's got articulated fingers too, which is nice.
Yep. It is a gorgeous piece.
Yeah.
Look at that.
If you're going to get a Transformer, you got to own this one at least. I mean, you're getting a lot bang for your buck for $90.
Oh, and last weekend was TFCon in Toronto. They have TFCon 3 times a year. 2 times in the US, once in Canada. This fall, it's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland, and Peter Cullen's going to be there.
Mm.
Which
I fear for Peter Cullen because, I mean, we just lost the voice of Batman not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's the next most iconic voice that us geeks have out there.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe we're iconic, or they're equally iconic. I don't know, however you want to put it, but but yeah, I'm worried he's not going to be around much longer. He's up there, man. He's
oh yeah. No, that's why I went and got that autograph when I did.
He's old enough to run for president now, so I mean, he's pretty old.
He's going to stop doing voice acting. He's going to run for Congress for president next year.
I mean, Biden pulled out of the race.
I would totally vote for Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime as president. Come on.
Yeah.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Take Putin down, bitch.
This is another third-party company coming in and doing a Devastator, which is a unique take on Devastator. It looks like their limbs can be either a cement mixer, Mixmaster is usually a leg. There is an arm.
Okay, ever since I picked him up, I've not put him down with the Superman.
So both of them those are both usually legs, aren't they?
Yep. They're both usually legs, and those are arms.
Okay. Interesting take. So
I wonder if we're going to do full 6 or we're going to do 5.
The crane and the what was the
crane and the dump truck's usually the body.
So and then the arms are bulldozer. No,
The bulldozer and the excavator.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they're going to. How this is going
no pictures of what it looks like altogether yet.
Not yet. No. But it looks cool. It's a unique take. I kind of dig it. By them doing something different with Devastator, it's got my interest more involved than just, oh, it's another Devastator.
Have they ever done any? I feel like they have to have at this point. Have they ever done any combiners where you can combine them different ways?
Yeah, that was that's actually like a play factor of like combiners. Usually their ports are compatible.
So you can just, they can, and you can just do this can be a leg and this can be an arm or vice versa and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would be a cool thing to do for the adult scale collectible stuff, to find a way to do that so you could have your own unique version of, whoever, Devastator or whoever, Computron, and yours could be unique from everybody else's because of how you put it together.
We got some more like legend scales. When say legend scales, not Marvel Legend scales, but the smaller Transformer size. This has gotten to be a very popular scale for like one they're more affordable in space. A lot of people have space issues now, and these are much smaller options, and they're like little tiny masterpiece figures, and they're gorgeous. They got the Snarl, this one of the New Age Dinobots. You can see Grimlock and the Slag in the back. These are very cool. Fans Toys, we're getting a Blitzwing, which is this one here. That's went through like different revisions, different times, and I think they originally solicited this thing like almost 10 years ago.
Oh, that actually looks like Blitzkrieg.
Yep, it looks like Blitzwing now, and it looks perfect. It's purple. You get the tank and the plane modes. He looks great. Astro Train's been out for a while.
By the way, real quick, to go back to if you're lacking faith, then you just need some faith. Just buy digital toys. That's what you do. You buy digital and buy my toys.
That's the dumbest thing ever. Those digital toys.
NFTs.
Like, dude, I could just take pictures off of line. I could just free pictures offline and have a file folder full of cool stuff. Like, it's so stupid. I'm sorry.
And we're getting the final part of the Stunticons. We're going to get like the combiner parts and the last member of the Stunticons to finally build Minosaur, which looks great. And you can configure into either cartoon style or toy style. This is the cartoon style. This is toy style configuration.
Name Withheld has got a question for you, Jared.
Yep. You think they will make a Megatron, Optimus with a Megatron arm? Go parts, like their model kits, they're actually compatible. I think he will actually swap them out, but actually doing that's in the new Skybound Image Comics, like the Transformers series. Optimus currently has Megatron's arm with the fusion blaster. So
cool. Don't
know if Hasbro would ever do that, unless they did like the Red series they did for a while. But
so do the toy chat Friday, or are we going to wait till Saturday to do the San Diego Comic-Con? Because that's next weekend.
That needs its own chat. We may wait till the following Friday because we're not going to. I mean, there'll be some stuff that we'll be able to talk about on Friday.
Okay, because
maybe a little bit more we'll be able to talk about on Saturday, but I mean,
because I probably won't be here next Friday or Saturday. I've got a
Plastic Man have a date?
No, a wedding.
We're getting ready to finish
your wedding. I thought you were already married. Oh, are you one of those Mormons?
No, it's my brother's getting married.
Oh, I thought you said my wedding. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, a wedding.
Are you about to have sister wives? Sorry.
No, my brother's getting married next week, and I'm the best man. So
okay,
but
a wedding.
Yeah.
My condolences. I mean, congratulations.
But yeah, I wanted to ask us, like, San Diego Comic-Con's this weekend. Are we gonna talk about that? But you're right. We probably do need to wait until next next weekend due to also.
We got 5 minutes to get through a lot of news real quick.
I know.
Well, let me just show something real quick. Just real quick. Everybody see this picture?
That's been circulating around. That's like looks like
this is your post from Toy Tubers. So
yep.
I just want to show the audience.
JB noticed in the background there's some on the floor and packaging.
They're also someone pointed out the ones that are stacked up over there has got the word Hulk on them, but it's from the Agatha TV show. Over there, stacked up beside the Wolverine boxes.
These over here.
Yeah, someone actually said those are Hulk figures, so people are assuming Hulk might be an Agatha TV show.
Well, they're all in the black packaging too. Those could be scarred.
They could be. They could be scarred.
I would be more likely to say though.
I mean, I think I don't know where you get Hulk from. I don't see the word Hulk on the side.
I think it might be scarred.
It's too blurry, and you can't see in the package. There's only a little sliver of package.
I don't think that box is big enough for a Hulk.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
And the
There's definitely more Wolverines right here. You can see those.
Yes, which gives me that after they reveal it, I would not be surprised.
My star is being shipped to me, so I'll find out soon.
No,
I would not be surprised if we get that. Like it goes up pre-order after it's revealed, and then maybe mid to late next month we do wind up getting it shipped out, or a lot sooner than that.
This was a TFCon exclusive in Toronto. This is like based off a European G2 character. And the leftover ones are going to be available for order Monday. So if you want to get this, keep watching the Joseph Brown's website on Monday.
Yes, Justin.
We'll sell out fast.
Yeah.
Remaining stock.
Yeah. The Wolverine figure is legit, Justin. They're going to reveal it next week at San Diego Comic-Con. And it should go up pre-order immediately after, which, if they've already got it completed, it'll ship out very quickly.
Mastermind Creations is bringing back the reformat line, which I love the fact they're doing that because I love the reformat figures, and they're going to do Fort Max from IDW. And in IDW, he was the size of Ultra Magnus. He wasn't a City Bot, but this thing looks so damn good. It's going to be huge, too. And appropriately so, because he was big, but he wasn't a City Bot. So I'm hoping that we see a lot more of reformatted, because they're doing an IDW Stormbreaker Megatron too.
I love Cipherlight's comment saying NFTs, no fun toys.
Yeah. They're also doing we've seen this before, Drift from IDW, which I've definitely wanted to one too. Here is their Stormbreaker Megatron. Stormbringer, I'm sorry.
Stormbreaker. He's missing Thor's hammer. Missing the axe.
Stormbringer is Thunderwing from the Transformers' storyline on IDW.
Okay.
Which is a great looking Megatron. It goes with the Optimus I've got up here on the shelf. And we got TFCon, Peter Cullen will be at TFCon. This is going to be part of the Walmart CollectorCon, which sucks because they fixed Falcon.
Yep.
So we're getting an updated Falcon with a non-Muppet looking head. And this character here looks to be on the Retro Scarlet body, which is a great body.
Well, if you don't want to get the new packaging, you can always wait, because sellers will sell the figure separately loose.
Yeah, they're going to sell it more than what they actually paid for this, because this is the main draw. People are they'll break this up, of course, but they're going to sell this a lot more than what they're going to pay for individually. Yep. This is a CollectorCon. This is going to be a Scalper's. Scalper's going to try to buy this up, and Walmart's website is not Scalper protected.
If only it was. I try to get some wrestling figures on Walmart's CollectorCon. I can't get nothing because it sells out too fast.
And we got this is odd here too. This is supposed to be a Walmart CollectorCon exclusive, but you can also order this on Big Bad Toy Store, which I'm glad because I want this because it actually does glow in the dark. It looks. Then that nitpick goes back to like the Skeletor, the turtle crossover Skeletor. Why couldn't it glow in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Which Looking forward to getting this. I'm glad I was able to get this off Big Bad Toy Store instead of having to worry about CollectorCon.
Yep.
This is going to another Turtle crossover, CollectorCon exclusive. Leather head, I'm sorry. Which looks cool. And I just hate it's you making these things exclusive. Another exclusive 2-pack from CollectorCon. The red and black Horde Trooper and the robots. Why couldn't this just be a standard release? I'd buy the shit out of that. I'd buy several of them.
I don't know.
These are hitting big Story Thor. They're in stock. Skeletor with the Throne and the movie version of Beastman. So those are available. I got new pictures of New Eternia, Sorceress Tila, Snake Sorceress Tila, the armor. This is all from Revolution. This is New Eternia, and the Skeletor's New Eternia.
That Skeletor I've seen reviews of. It's pretty that's pretty awesome. The Skeletor.
Yeah, the Skeletor looks good. I may have to pick up one of these. I haven't been picking up everything in Masterverse, just cherry picking. Sorry, we have an extensive Motu collection.
I mean, that Skeletor does look better than this one, the Barbarian.
Where is it? These went up back for pre-order. They were exclusives originally. Like this was exclusive to Target. You can now order this from Big Bad Toy Store.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, we just went over the time. So
Yep. Time to go.
I will see y'all later. I'll see y'all mañana.
We got the Geek Chat tomorrow night on the Geek Fusion. So.
Yep. Geek Chat. I don't know what we're talking about yet. We'll figure that out tomorrow. So
I was hoping to get through. I had too many tabs to get through before you had to go.
All right. We'll see y'all mañana.
You have a good one, sir.
See.
Oh.
And there's 2. Now we can actually talk about toys.
Well, this was I pre-ordered this today at Big Bad Toy Store. I didn't get the Baxter because I want a Jack Kirby. When you showed me this, that's actually Marvel Legends scale figure.
Yes.
I thought it was 7-inch scale. That's why I was reluctant to buy it.
No, he's 6-inch scale. He looks great, especially if you got the Marvel Legends Stan Lee figure. They look great together.
Yeah, he's a more cartoony style with the black lines and stuff. But he's still a great looking figure.
He is, and he's very easy to pose. No worry of breakage, anything.
Mm-hmm. He's got decent articulation too.
Yes, he does.
Double joint elbows, double joint knees, and it looks great.
I have him on the shelf, but he's with my turtles, and I don't want to move him. So
I go back to we got some SH figure arts in hand pictures. We got the Godzilla.
Gojira.
Which looks fantastic. I would love to have a large scale of this version of Godzilla. I love the classic Godzilla design.
What is it, 6-7 inches tall? How tall is this Godzilla again?
He is.
He's on BBTS.
Oh, I know he's on BBTS. These are in-hand pictures. I just don't know how big he is. The Godzilla is $95. They don't tell me how big he is.
Probably about 7 inches tall, maybe.
Yeah, the Alpha Protos, and it looks like Godzilla 85, and I like that era Godzilla. It looks so dang good. Oh, 89.
Yeah. Justin said, "Hey JB, that custom Nest Ninja Gaiden figure Mikey from Mike's Custom Work was commissioned by me." That's great. Nice.
Very cool.
That's very cool.
And
I've asked Jared to do a figure for me, but he's like, "You got to pony up the cash, man. I can't do it."
Dude, I can't do nothing right now.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. No, if there's anybody who could do awesome commission figures like custom ones, it's this guy above me.
Which I don't do commissions.
Well, I didn't mean commission. I'm sorry. Custom figures. Sorry.
But this one looks really good. At one time, I was big in the Naruto, but I lost total interest in it.
I only have one Naruto figure arts, and it's him when he starts out like he's young. That's the one I have.
Thank you, sir.
Nice Thank you, Sit for Life. Becoming a member.
It's legit. And Kakashi looks so good, though.
Alpha is asking you a question.
It's the Alpha. Looks like he has a stigmata. You okay? Oh, I had carpal tunnel surgery. And it's not healing great. I can't close my hand still.
Justin Boo says, "Hit up Mikey. He's still taking commissions." Okay. Does he have a? He's got an Instagram, don't he? I have to look at it later when we get down here.
We got to do that.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Everything, boy.
I don't have friends.
Family's everything.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. I still remember the one figure McFarlane did. Remember that Bloodshot figure he did to promote the movie? You remember that?
Oh yeah. But
I have it. Let me see here.
he did the movie figures, didn't do any of the comic book figures, and I would love to see somebody do the Valiant characters in a more articulate line. We got the one Bloodshot from what was it?
3-0 is the
0, but it's like true 6-inch scale, so he's kind of tiny.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's
which don't make sense because they do figures that's usually bigger, like almost like Storm collectible size.
Yeah, I mean, if you repaint the skin tone and everything, you could use his head and make a custom Riddick out of it.
Yeah, Alfredo's like one more kid in Naruto figures, Rock Lee, Sakura, etc. Yeah, they were kids for a long time for the time jumps.
Yeah, they were. It's like, oh, kids watch these. It's safe to leave as kids. Look at Ash Ketchum for Pokemon, how he never grew up. He always remained.
You got the kid Naruto. Then you got the teenage Naruto.
I have the kid one. There's one I got.
Which all three of these figures look great. Which I don't. When they got properties like this, it's one of the things that drives me nuts with SH Figure Arts. Why not do more characters? They'll do like one or two like the main characters, and 10 years later do another character, or keep redoing the same character over and over. We've got a lot of Naruto.
We also got a lot of Gokus as well from Dragon Ball.
Oh, that's without saying. Well, there just shows how big that Godzilla is. He is small. He has the same height as all these other figures, and that's $95.
A small Godzilla. I think you're better. I think you're better luck.
You need to be better.
I think he might. I think he's at 6 inches tall, like under 6 inches.
He looks shorter. He looks head to head. It looks like he meets Kakashi's top of his hair. Shorter than Jiren, full power Jiren.
Jiren's about close to 7 inches tall. Goku's under 6. So
I like the first appearance Gohan and Goku started Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I would love to have that, but scalpers are gonna get a hold of that, and they're gonna charge so much.
It's gonna be expensive too. That is $100.
I mean, $100. Like what Matt said, I could pay $100 to get a Mayfex or Mafex.
Or the Dragon Ball is SH Figure Arts, kind of same effect.
Yeah, I know. I've got my fair share of Dragon Ball.
Are they doing more? They have the fourth Hokage and Itachi and Pain coming. Oh, good. That's good. They're actually doing more characters.
They need to.
And I love your avatar, Omega Wave 13. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of Patrick Swayze.
Yep. And to be fair, Dragon Ball Figure Arts hasn't done every Dragon Ball character neither. They're still haven't done, especially.
What kills me is though they'll make a lot of the casts like exclusives, and so they're super expensive. So I don't buy them. So you can buy like Goku and Vegeta and for $30-$40, and Piccolo, Gohan, but when it comes to like your sporting cast, they're like each of them's $100. It's like, what the hell?
Well, it's the same thing too with the new Vegeta came out. The new one from the Frieza saga is $100 on BBTS.
Well, he's exclusive too.
He's exclusive to the Bandai website. I know. I pre-ordered him. So
You can Matt to 3D print it. You have a big Godzilla for your display. It's like I had a huge 2014 Godzilla at one time. I sold it. I got it cheap. I ended up selling it at a con. I regret it ever since. I sold it just to make room. Plus, my dog at the time was terrified of it.
My dog's never terrified of my toys. She just raises up her ears. She's like, "Huh?"
This might have done it though, because this was a 2 foot tall Godzilla and very long tail. It looked like a real reptile on the floor.
I believe it.
It had to be earlier, but other than that,
It's all right. We're all.
I like naps. I need naps. I crave naps. Want to build some buildings so I can display my kaiju figures. They cost too much for broken buildings. Yeah. This is pretty cool. This is from the Frieza saga. It's the healing chamber. Goku's in it. You get and looks like you get an alternate head for Goku, and you get the chamber. This is great for a diorama piece. I dig it. Bonus parts, interchangeable head parts for use for Goku, Saiyan raised on Earth, interchangeable facial expressions used for Son Goku and raised on Earth. You get a head and different facial expressions with it. And what is the price point on this? It's got LED lights, $95. So it's a pretty cool piece. And we're getting
I'm back. Wife need to talk to me.
a SH Figure Arts Indians Spider-Man, which I don't think is going to sell very well.
I don't care much about the alternate versions because I have the Sentinel Spider-Man, which is my definitive Spider-Man.
All these different versions of Spider-Man, people don't really care. The only variants of Spider-Man people like is Miles
and Miles
and Ben Reilly.
Yeah, well, Ben Reilly, and then there's Miguel O'Hara as well. So
I just said Miguel.
Oh, I thought I heard you say Miles and Ben Reilly, but I didn't hear you say Miguel.
I said Miguel in between.
Oh, okay. Okay. Or unless, of course, it's also, Nick Cage as well, Spider-Man.
This is the same figures we look at for, but more pictures. We get the exclusive Goku and Gohan. You get the Nimbus Cloud.
They're really trying to sell you on these figures by doing a lot of shots.
Yep. They look great. No question.
Pricey.
Ooh.
They're just pricey. That shit. Woo! That looks crisp.
That is gorgeous.
That I would have displayed on my desk. Definitely.
That is nice.
Yeah, that would definitely be displayed on my desk.
I like it.
That is too.
Yeah, we need a Canadian Spider-Man, eh?
Eh? We're doing Fonzie like, let us, hey.
We get the TMNT original sketch Turtles product listings. Those are up for order now. These are really cool. I'm not the biggest turtle fan. I like turtles, but these are kind of cool for novelty, but you're going to be limited in what you can do posing them because they don't have any ankles.
Mm-hmm. Alpha says there are some people who will buy all the Spider-Mans, especially with the multiverse being open. Yeah, you're right.
That's true. But that's going to be a $100 figure, so.
Yeah. I mean, people who are diehard Spider fans will buy them.
And the pre-orders up for these now. These Foot Clan. These are looks like reuse of like those variant shredders. Some of these.
They are reused. They're just painted different colors.
Yep. Which they look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Change up your shelf a little bit instead of just armies of the same dude.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is anybody going to get that naked Ronin that's coming out from NECA? Their naked Ronin turtle figure?
Are you going to get it? You seem like you're awful happy about it.
No. I'm not getting it. I mean, if I did, he'd go right next to my Plastic Man, but that'd be about it.
Oh, yeah, he would. They cost too much for Army Builder foot soldiers. Yeah,
They do.
You get into like the price points of like where $40 piece figures. It's a little harder to justify troop building.
Dominic says #Juggernaut.
That's an inside joke. It's like,
Oh, I know.
this is Hiya Toys Godzilla, which is like the same era as like the SH Figure Arts,
But bigger. It's going to be at least 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
Or 8.
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Another gorgeous figure.
Bet you
There we go. That is 7-inch figure. Yep.
It's going to be $10 more.
Let's see if you were right. It's $95 for the other one. This is $51, so you were way off.
Okay.
It's almost half the price.
Okay. Hey, I can be wrong. Everybody can be wrong.
This went up for pre-order on McFarlane's site today. Jonah Hex, which I was super surprised to see them do Jonah Hex. Because, well, he's not a politically correct character anymore. And look, he has guns. I don't know if they come out, but looks like he's got guns in his holsters.
They come out.
Yep, they do come out. That is a first in a while for McFarlane DC Multiverse. Which I was thinking about getting it until I saw the price point. It's $70 plus tax and shipping, so you're looking probably 80 some once all said and done, or probably close to 90.
If y'all think that's bad, you should have seen Matt's reply to this. He's like, I am not spending $80 on this. No way. In short,
it's a bigger scale figure. There's 7-inch scale figures, so the horse is quite big. For McFarlane, it looks good.
It does.
You got soft goods coat. So you don't have to worry about anything with get them on the horse.
It does, but it's definitely not worth $80.
Well, the only problem when anyone else get on sales, it's McFarlane Toys. So, does he do sales?
I think he does sales, yeah.
But will you have any of these leftovers? Things like it.
Scalpers will be getting a hold of these for sure, and the diehard McFarlane fans will too. Us, however, who like to vote with our wallets, we will not be getting.
No, I think it's going to sell out.
It will sell out.
It will sell out because it's a character that you can't get at retail anymore. I do not think they could ever release a Confederate soldier action figure, especially with guns.
We'll see too. Remember when that Crisis on Infinite Earthwave came out on McFarlane's website, the Spectre sold out while everybody else was still available, and that was $50 in total. So,
and I agree with Cannon. The torso looks too long.
It does.
It's typical McFarlane. You got a small head, long body,
and he has lady hips.
Yeah. Which is probably meant as for the horse.
If he's got those kind of hips and ankles,
he does that for figures that ride horses. Mm-hmm. He gives them thigh cuts. So McFarlane can do thigh cuts, but he only does it for characters that need to mount a steed. Like the Dark Knight's Batman has thigh cuts for the Build-A-Figure horse.
Uh-huh.
Because you can't get the legs and the stirrups without the thigh cuts.
Does he have the ball joints on his ankles? Does he have the balls on his ankles?
Yep, he does.
Oh boy.
He's got ball ankles, ball wrists. The inner thigh rotation is not going to work too much. That's why he's got to do the thigh cuts.
Yeah, I definitely would not pay for this.
But for those who are interested, it is on his website. It will sell out because this is the first DC Multiverse figure in a long time that actually has firearms.
Yeah, Dominic, you're right. He probably does expect the coat to hide the torso and hips.
Yep, it does actually. With the coat on, it does hide the fact that the torso is long and thin.
Mm-hmm.
That is a cowgirl if you just saw the legs.
Yeah, just cover up the rest of the body down for the legs, and you'll see a cowgirl.
It is like I said, I was just surprised the fact that it's actually available. I never thought that character would ever get to see the light of day again.
Mm-hmm.
PCs, everybody, all these companies have gotten.
I mean, hey, all these companies are full of surprises these days. Seems like.
The new Spin Master 6-inch game collection figures are up for pre-order now. And
they don't look bad, but I feel like they're not going to be as well articulated as they should. And being manufactured, I mean, like y'all said, like Madam said, this is the first wave. It's going to be.
I'm going to wait till somebody gets these things and really goes through them because these are $30 a pop.
I agree.
I don't really see like being the guinea pig on those.
Not me neither. I was consider pre-order one like the Kratos, but no.
This is stuff we've seen before. SD Super 7 SDC stuff, but this is what I wanted to show off here. They're doing SDC Lino Mumra with LED lights in the heads and the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're doing a transparent groom for Ghost Groom, but I dig. So far, I dig these. Lino is an all-new sculpt. This is all new.
I mean, I'd buy that. I would.
I might have to try to get this because
I probably will because
that is the most cartoon accurate head sculpt we've ever seen from Super 7 for Lino.
Mm-hmm.
This is a diaphragm torso, all pinless body. The arms are all new sculpts. It looks like they're wanting to try to do more. They look like the scars from Marvel Legends.
Yes.
So you can actually hold the sword with two hands.
They're trying to make it more accurate to the the cartoon at least.
The biceps are shorter and the forearms are longer because they want the arm to do this without being double jointed.
Mm-hmm.
That's clear what they're doing there, and that's the best looking head sculpts we've seen for Lino.
I mean, this will probably be on Big Bad. I don't know, or it might just be a Super.
These are SDC exclusives. You can only get basically be able to get this from Super 7. They do their exclusives as pre-orders, so on their website after this fact.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
I mean, I could see
people are going to scramble to get these things. I think.
I could see Big Bad get a batch of these in on their website, like a small batch. Because they've done that before.
There's a big thing there. They are Super 7.
But
I hope they use their good factory for these.
Will they? That's the question. Will they?
The Mumra looks amazing. I like the new updates. You're going to have to light up chest and eyes. It's reminiscent of the old toys. The original toys, you had like a ring that had a battery in it, and you push it to the back, and it would make the eyes and stuff glow. So they're actually what they're replicating with this.
You know something? I just thought of this. When we were talking about Super 7, we should have showed this to Matt and get his thoughts on this since we were bashing Super 7 a little bit.
No. I want to try to get these, but the price point on these are probably going to be standard Mumra 75, standard Lino 55. With the LED light up features, I would say you're looking at probably 65 for Lino at least. And being exclusive, and probably 85, 90 for Mumra.
I mean, if I could get them on BBTS, I would definitely buy the Lion-O for sure.
But the very cool. I hope they can implement it, because, like we were talking about before, though, Super 7 is the master at catfishing action figures.
They are.
They will give you beautiful renders and prototypes, but is that what you actually will get?
I mean, I've got the version 2 Lion-O, but it's off an old body. It's off the Motu buck.
Yeah, the con seasoning offerings right now are freaking crazy right now.
They're offering a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, Mattel designed that one. That is Mattel design.
Yeah, it's just
When Super 7 got the license, when they first took over Motu, Mattel gave them the molds for like a lot of molds, and they gave them the molds for the Thundercats. The first 4 Thundercats that were released by Super 7 were designed by Mattel's team for the 4 horses. Well, they were a lot better than a lot of the other figures too.
yeah. Which 4 Horsemen does a great job, and including their Mythic and Cosmic Legions lines are really great.
Phoenix, we mentioned that earlier, and she's up for pre-order. She's $50. Some lucky people got her for $35 off Big Bad Toy Store.
I did.
Lucky. They have to honor the price with the.
They will. They won't cancel orders because usually they like to keep their customers happy, and the ones that buy their product off their website, so they won't cancel whoever.
Oh yeah, Big Bad Toy Store is such a great.
I like their customer service. They're so friendly, and they will help you out any way they can.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is the first. This is the first hyper articulated female that's not going to be. Is it a hyper? Yep.
She's hyper articulated, yeah.
And it's the first one. It's not exclusive.
Because Warbird has been exclusive, Black Widow's been exclusive. So
yeah.
It just sucks that those 2 had to be exclusives to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Have.
Now this will be a body. It'll be a great one to give us a new Psylocke on.
Mm-hmm.
We need a better Psylocke. Every Psylocke they use, they made.
Oh, he's got it, guys. He's got it.
They use this horrible body.
Yeah.
This is a repaint I did, and made her look a lot better. But this body sucks. This is one of their worst female bodies.
I can see them also use that for like a comic Spider-Gwen as well, and some Spider-Gwens like Jessica, like Jessica Drew Spider-Gwen.
I think she's too big for Spider-Gwen.
Well, I'm saying if you do a mature, grown-up Spider-Gwen, not like a teen, like a grown-up.
What I would like to see on this is May Parker, Spider-Girl. They put Spider-Girl on that stupid teen body when she wasn't a teenager.
Yep.
She was a college student.
Yep. Then again, they did the same thing to the animated series, Spire and Cell Shade. They put him on the teenager body, the high school one, instead of the muscular body where he's a college student.
Yeah.
So,
the Psylocke and Electra both would be good on this body.
They would be. Definitely would.
So you got butterfly joints and all the extra articulation on the figure, ab crunch, diaphragm joint.
I mean, I know they redid her, but they used an old body mold, Julia's Spider-Woman.
Yeah, actually, you make a better Julia if you get the West Coast Avengers and mix and match parts.
Mm-hmm.
That one has new arms and legs, but that one actually has a better torso.
Better torso. I like the red. I like the gorgeous colored hair.
Well, you can change out the upper torso. What you can do, you can actually heat and pop the torsos off, change the arms out, and you'll have a better Spider-Woman if you mix both of them together.
I need to do that, but I mean, they keep on dropping the price on it, but I'm waiting for them to drop it a little bit lower, and then I'll probably get that pack.
Check out the Kids Warehouse. That's where I got mine, and it's cheap.
Can you send me a link for it later, if it's still available? Because I mean, this is the only Spider-Woman I have in my collection is to it. And I put her with my retro card Iron Man because in the cartoon they were a couple in the Iron Man cartoon.
But this is I like the green and gold costume, so I ended up getting this because I got the original one and I put the Dark Phoenix from the Toys R Us pack head on it. This looks great, but it is the skinny leg, horrible arm figure. So, be a welcome addition to upgrade.
I got you linked, Jared, in the chat, but you're going to have to send it to me through Messenger.
What? You could. Warehouse. Like, you're a big boy.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
So you just go under toys. Boys' toys.
See, look, ladies and gentlemen, he's got to take me step by step.
You go to Marvel Toys.
Okay. Oh, I would. Yes, I agree. Name that. A Storm on that body would look. Woo, that'd be nice. Have Storm on that body. Imagine a Rogue. I'd love.
Actually, they don't have the West Coast Avengers pack on here. I'm sorry.
Oh, phooey.
They got the Strife 5-pack. Now they got the Spider-Man 5-pack.
Okay. It's fine. It's okay. And they got the Doctor Strange of the Portal too.
Yep.
Anyway, we were talking about
this is much like having the Ollie's online ordering.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, we were drooling.
I've been watching this to see if they get those new figures that Ollie's been getting.
Hopefully. Maybe they will.
McFarlane's, the 1/6 and 1/10 scale statues, they're available for order right now.
Imagine if these were action figures, especially the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Oh, Storm on that body would be good too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was agreeing with him. But yeah, if these statues, if he could, I could see Todd do these as action figures if he had the Marvel license.
Oh yeah, which is very odd that he was able to do this because Diamond Select usually does statues. It makes me wonder if is there something going on.
Probably.
Collector Con figures. We get the Venom and the Xavier, which we've seen before, but there's links and dates for these now, so you can bookmark these. And on the 25th, these go up on the 25th. So you'll probably have like less than 5 minutes to order these.
You'll have probably 3 minutes at most to order that Venom because that thing is going to be gone quick.
He's got all new torso. The arms and legs are reused from the previous Venom, but you got an all new torso and new heads.
Well, that one tongue head is a reuse. It's from the Amazon Symbiote 3-pack.
Okay.
But the
new head. I need new hands.
The hands are, I believe, they're also from that 3-pack. The arms are from the 3-pack. The head with the tongue is, and the hands are, but everything else is new. And then the head.
Yeah, we got the ab crunch and the diaphragm joint, which is great. And they fixed the trap area. I hope we see this use going forward instead of using the old Omega Red body, because that head sticks up so high because it's meant to have shoulder pads.
Yes.
So when they do figures without something around the neck, it looks weird. It worked fine for Sabretooth, which we could have got this torso for the Sabretooth.
Yeah.
But he's a character that really could have used the extra articulation.
I mean, this is the Venom I have. I have the Null 2-pack Venom because I got it on sale.
Yeah, I got all of those. Basically all the Venoms.
Yeah.
And
got the movie one too. But I like this Venom. I like Venom like from McFarlane's design where he's big and he's hulky.
Yeah.
Basically. And that's kind of what I be as a McFarlane Venom.
We got some NECA pre-orders going up. We got the Broadway, and it's a detective outfit, and the with closed wings, and you got Goliath and Demona 2-pack, which I've seen the Demona Goliath 2-pack at Target before. So
I actually seen that on Best Buy, the 2-pack at Best Buy of Goliath and Demona.
These could be things too, where they were originally like store exclusives, and they're available now at other retailers like the Kirby.
Yeah.
So they're getting available wide release.
And that Broadway, he goes for like $15 at my local Walmart. The not this one, the original one, the first release one.
Yeah, they started clearancing out the some older NECA figures finally.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, definitely should have used that buck for Sabretooth.
They should have.
They're doing a crowdfunding project for McFarlane Toys for superpowers, vehicles, and you get Aquaman, Black Manta with the Manta's vehicle, and a Batman and Robin with a Batjet.
McFarlane getting on that crowdfunding. He's getting in on it.
Yep. For the pricing, they're not bad. It's like, I think it's $35 for each 2-pack. Oh, vehicles are $20, and vehicles plus 2 figures are $35. So it's cheaper. It's a better deal just to get the figures and the vehicles.
Well, you know, he doesn't really need the crowdfund to make these. He's doing it to kind of what them are doing.
You don't need that. The Aquaman Manta with the vehicle is $35. Batman and Robin with the jet is $45.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not badly priced if you collect superpowers. I don't collect superpowers, so yeah. Yep. Demona was a great villain on the Gargoyles. That's such a great series.
I liked her. I also like Xanatos. I like those two.
We get the pictures of product pictures of Walmart exclusives, of
more Transformers,
Thundertron, and Star Raider. Thundertron is a redo of a newer character, which I don't really get the appeal. It's like, I don't think he was ever that popular. Why you would need to do a more updated figure of him? So it's kind of odd. But hey, I'm not going to complain. People's going to get another some more figures.
The older one favors more Sentinel Prime.
That's Thundertron. He's a pirate.
I know, but I'm saying he favors, like with Beardside he favors Sentinel Prime.
Got a hook hand and a pig leg.
From the Michael Bay movie.
Those don't count.
I'm just saying.
My hand's starting to swell.
Well, do you gotta go?
No, I'm gonna ice it up after the show. These are Super 7 exclusives, SDC exclusives. For more, we get a Grimlock and a concept. This was the original toy prototype that they were going to do a Unicron and G1. They never released. That's what that's based off of. So we're getting like G1 style packaging, SDC exclusive, which is, I like the packaging ideal, but I don't really care about either one of them. Cool for those who want it. Packaging art for the studio series.
Mm-hmm.
Love that artwork.
Yeah.
Fantastic art.
Anybody still watching this?
Gorgeous.
This has got to be the Optimus Prime for y'all's collection. If you get one, this is the one to own.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jared have ordered this. I don't know how many he's ordered, but
I ordered 2.
I ordered 2 as well. One from Amazon, one from BBTS.
I ordered both of mine are from one's from Big Bad Toy Store, one's from Chosen Prime.
Okay. Well, Amazon usually gets some stuff in early half the time. So
Well, Amazon sold out. They sold out fast.
Oh, I know. I got mine in before it sold out, but GameStop it's sold out everywhere except BBTS, surprisingly.
I love the old Puppet Master movies, but I don't have any of these NECA figures, which they made them like regular size figures. I think would have been kind of cooler because they've been closer to like what they were. They make them like half size figures. They're short.
Mm-hmm.
They call them 7-inch scale, but they're not. They're like 4 or 5 inches tall. They come in 2-packs.
So what's your thoughts on NECA reusing an old mold for Beetlejuice figures and not making them Ultimates?
It's fine. I would love to see more Ultimate, like the Articulate figures, but it's just wasn't in the budget, I guess, for the line so they just released some figures what they had. They may end up making them more articulate figures later on, depending on the success of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of companies are kind of like learning to not jump the gun on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people making that horrible Snyder movie, Rebel Moon.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, shit. The worst, those are the worst freaking movies ever. I watched the first one, which just got awful, so I didn't even bother with the second one. And from my understanding, the people even liked the first one, didn't like the second one.
Yeah.
And people like started investing, making toys and stuff on that stuff. It was like, you need to see if this movie's going to be any good before you start making toys.
Yep.
Your collectibles on and stuff. But I love the Puppet Master movies when I was young. There's no first few movies. There's no continuity in them. The time periods jump and change around. But when they started out, they were first two movies, they were evil puppets killing people. Then, like the third movie, they became anti-heroes, like good guys fighting the Yazis in the World War II. But yeah, I just wish they were like regular size figures instead of mini figures.
I agree.
I guess they're willing to say like, so you can't even say they're in scale with regular 7-inch figures because that would be too big. Because the puppets were like, I don't know, like foot and a foot and a half tall or whatever, 2 foot tall or whatever.
Yeah.
There we are. Look at these.
Did everything except what's on third party companies.
There's that thing you said you found.
Yeah.
That thing is just weird looking.
That was what they shared to the world before they took the page down, and we never heard from them again.
Yeah. And Robo's got Brutal Legends figures on his latest Playday. Got one of the prototypes.
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out. And he's got the Fresh Monkey Fiction con exclusive figure.
Yep.
And he's got Odious from Unparalleled, Loose Collector Werewolf, Loose Collector La Morta, Roman Toys Pilot, and what company makes the Minotaurs? That's Loose Collector Satana.
I can't remember what the name was. He said it. I watched it, but I can't remember the name.
But definitely check out that video. Robo does amazing videos.
Did you order anything from Loose Collector?
Oh, I order pretty much everything for Loose Collector except for some oddball stuff.
You don't got the Critter figure, do you? Critter?
The what?
Critter. The one like the cat lady? From Loose
No,
Collector?
I didn't get her. I don't have no idea who she was.
Okay, because I've seen a video or two of her, and I'm like, I kind of want to get her because she's one of the odd ones. So
yeah, I didn't get her because I have no idea. I have not seen anything on the figure. I'm curious.
MCU Collector did a review of him and actually took off the entire soft goods, so you can actually see he does have a lot of gappage in the shoulders and some of the thighs. He's got the Odious figure does have gappage, mainly, especially in the shoulders. He's got that gappage, but that's for more movement.
I guess it's always meant to have soft goods on it.
Yes, it is. It's supposed to.
This is the new Studio Series Springer, which I'm digging a lot. I don't have him pre-ordered, but I may have to go ahead and get him.
We can pre-order him right now while we're sitting here.
No, I'm not doing that while I'm sitting here. This is was a TFCon exclusive of a Car Robots RID Robots Disguise, like it was called Ruinations. It had Bruticus, which looks cool. But
I agree with Justin Booth right here that the 89 Batmobile McFarlane should have been a 2-seater. I agree, because in the first movie it was established that it has 2 seats.
Yep.
2-seater. I agree.
Oh yeah. Whereas he didn't make it 7-inch scale, he made it 6-inch scale.
I know. He did.
The car can only seat a 1 7-inch figure because it's too small.
Yep.
I got it sitting next to my 89, my animated series Batmobile, which is a 6-inch car, and it's bigger.
Yep. I actually still have my Flash. I got that one first, the Flash Batmobile version, but then I was able to get the Amazon 89 2-pack one, so I kept the Flash one in box still. I've not opened it. It's still in box in storage.
Oh, we got a horse figure up for pre-order, which is $75.
A horse? I got a horse. It's McFarlane's horse. It's
well, this has got actual fur mane and tail, and much more articulation.
You want realistic. That's what you want in a horse. Realism.
There's different versions of the horse too. You got 6 different versions of the horse. This is a Clydesdale too.
I know my sister's got a white horse.
And the articulation looks much better than the McFarlane one.
I know.
It's more expensive, but since you're just buying the horse itself.
Yeah.
So you got
they are nice.
I like the Clydesdales.
Mm-hmm.
You got the normal horses, and you got the Clydesdales.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mate.
I like those. And since you like them so much, JB, here's you some feet.
I don't like them. I know there are people here who do in the chat.
You can order you some feet from 5K Toys.
Nah, I'm good. I don't need feet. There's Demonical Fit Vegito, looks like. Or is that 5K Toy? That's 5Ks. The Kong Studios are Demonical Fit. That Vegito. I think that's Demonical Fit.
Octoy's new figure, first release.
Okay. They're doing a Vegito figure, basically.
Yeah. They're doing a Vegeta as well.
With a rabbit for a head.
Well, they do that so they get by like, hey, this is how we're going to solicit it.
I know.
Oh, by the way, it comes with a Vegeta head too.
I know they do it. They did that with
Broly.
Yeah, but then they do it with.
So there's Broly right there. Well, he also comes with that head.
Yeah. Well, remember they did that for Bebop. Remember they said, "Oh, you can dress him up like Bebop."
Yep, he's up here.
Mm-hmm. He's there. Did you order that?
No.
You didn't?
No, I'm like I said, I'm not that big of a turtle fan.
Yeah, but as much as you showed him off and bragged about it, I figured you would have ordered him.
Well, no, I didn't really brag about it. It says it looks cool.
Uh-huh. That ain't what you said last week.
It is too. That looks cool.
Tab here.
But yeah. Oh, that's cool. You can get the gun belts and holsters and firearms. That is nice. I like that.
Buy yourself some guns, folks. Gotta buy some guns.
Toy guns. YouTube toy guns.
Yeah. Better change the slide, otherwise YouTube might do something.
No, they're not in nobody's hand.
Yeah. You never know. YouTube does some silly stuff these days. So.
And we already was looking at Brutal Realm. Definitely digging these figures. And these are $28 a figure. That's your base bare body. $28 to get the base. $30 for European barbarian. $30 for the African barbarian. Native American barbarian, $30.
So
$28 to $30. Then you got the more geared up ones. $36.
Fully painted.
Oh, this is more geared out and with armor and weapons. Yep. These things are just really cool.
Aren't they going to be painted though?
Oh yeah, these are just prototypes.
Okay.
That they're showing the 3D printed prototypes just to.
They're basically doing like the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom line. Kind of where you get charged figures without armor, and then you get charged a little more with the armor.
Yeah, you can get basic figures or like fully decked out figures.
Yeah.
You got several to choose from. You got you can do like an all-in-one kit, get everything for $192. or all in the first wave of characters for $105. 3-pack with accessories, $100. All-in-one basic metal barbarians, $87. Individual figures, $36 a piece. Or if you want just the bare bones brutes for $28 to $30.
Mm-hmm.
Which these are great. I hope it succeeds. They got how many days they got to go? I don't see the time. So we got 219 backers so far. I got 30,904. It's went up since we've been on here, I think. Yeah, and need 140 for it to back. I hope it works out. This is really cool stuff. Definitely dig it.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, it does. See.
Brutal Round. I mean, we got the Bombus B. We got some newcomers coming on. We're doing like Fish Bin, which is kind of wild looking. 110 monsters. We got Angler looking fish, and not quite sure what that is.
Some sort of mutated fish, like crocodile, like sort of crocodile.
I bet it's a snakehead.
It's got a snake head, so it might be mutated snake.
No, snakehead fish. They're invasive species.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But those look cool. And well, there's the Mithril Action. That's another one of those. Looks like a lizard man that time.
Mm-hmm.
And got Iron Man.
Iron Man Mark 42.
Yep.
Which, by the way, was one of Tony's worst armors. That they had that all promotional and everything, and the armor was barely in the movie.
I didn't like the reverse color scheme. I didn't like.
I didn't either. Like, I mean, he used it to blow up the villain, but that's really about it.
Yeah. 3-0 Deluxe Transformer Rise of the Beast Mirage. And man, what is with all the thirsty figures? People are making these naked, half-naked girls and stuff.
I mean, hey,
you got a soft goods, a soft body female there. I'm not even going to click on it.
Click on it. Go ahead and click on it. Go ahead. Just click on it.
I'm more interested in the samurai robot.
Click on it. Please, the people who are watching who love to drool over these things.
No.
No.
And there's another one.
Yeah, they're popping up. Woo.
But anyway, I think that's all we got for the night.
Yeah. We'll definitely have more. Probably wait until the following week to do toy news, since there'll be so much from San Diego Comic-Con.
That horse looks great. Something was that step better than Mythic, but from the picture, it looks fantastic. I got a Mythic Legions horse right here. And from the looks of it, it's got more articulation than this horse.
Here's a question, because I've considered buying it. Is he brittle in any way?
Oh, no. He's great.
Is there any joints that on him that are like tight that you had to heat up?
Nope.
No?
Definitely recommend getting the Headless Horseman, especially the green spectral one.
How hard is it to change the heads out?
Not bad at all.
Not bad? Okay.
And the flames all come off that thing, too. You can take the flames off the eyes and then back the head.
Mm-hmm.
And that is our cue. And you have it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ice my hand because it starts swelling up.
Yeah, you better go heal it up, man. You better go.
You see, it is swelled. Something about doing the stream makes my hand swell. But
yeah. Well, hope you get feeling better, man.
I appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, thank you again for coming out and hanging with us tonight. And tomorrow on the Geek Fusion channel, link down below, is the Geek Chat, where we're talking about movies, TV shows,
whatever.
Well, we could talk about the Crisis on Infinite Earths finale tomorrow night.
Yep.
And anyway, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Okay, guys.
Ninja vanish.